Hello, Chathany, it's me, your dad. I just got up like half an hour ago. Wow. Amazing. Turns out when you don't get to sleep until like 7 in the morning, there tends to be some problems with that. It sucks, I know. Dear God. Chad, I need you to get me melatonin from the store. Go to the store and get Dad some melatonin. Dude, I was in bed since like 2 in the morning and I didn't get to sleep until 7. Ugh. Ugh. Oh God, the pain, the agony. Oh Christ. Oh God. Oh fuck. What did I miss in my absence for the entire day, Chathany? What happened? What has occurred on this day? Did anything happen today? I'm going to assume nothing happened today and I didn't miss anything. Work adding Futa Femboy games to her Steam wishlist. Silly little animal. Huh. How does that work? I don't know. I don't want to know. Leave it be. Chad, I got up, I had a Lunchable, and I'm here. That's how life has been today. Oh, criminy. You want to talk about anything before we get into this, or should we just get into this and see what happens? Anything in particular springing to mind? Slop thread is over 100 videos. Some of those things I just don't want to fucking watch, I'll be honest. Good. We have quite a selection today. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how much time we can't waste that way. We'll see what becomes of the whole thing. And let's do the thing where I pretend I have any idea what I'm goddamn doing. Alright, hang on a second. Dad needs to get it working. Give me a minute here. Here we go. First on the agenda, Chathany. From Meowgic TV, Deer Core. This is very accurate. Fuck off. Fuck off, man.
Oh my God!
What a stupid animal.
No. Hello. Hello.
Is that deer wearing a hat?
Where are you going?
And so the creature is dead. What the fuck is wrong with you? Ballin'. Chad, I missed the snow. That was an enlightening experience upon the epitome of this creature. Next! From the Creature Hub. Plain Pain. CT snapshots. User Mooncalf doxed. So it would seem.
Fast forward to us landing and getting off. These guys get off in front of me. and I'm like,
Dan,
they're gone.
Yeah, Dan
and I'm
could have been next.
I'm getting my bag. I have to readjust shit.
Well, no, from our perspective, we get off, and Dan.
Oh yeah, I would have been
doesn't
the
come.
next person off.
He would have been the next person, and he doesn't come. There's like people coming. The muscly guy was the first one. We're like,
dude, I hate flying so much.
After him over the seats.
So okay,
Beat
so
the shit out of him.
I'm in front of the muscly guy. I'm grabbing my bag. I'm
Something
readjusting
awful
shit,
happens
he's
every
grabbing
single
other
time.
people's bags.
Oh my
And like
gosh.
handing them to him, but he keeps
he's
looking at me like he keeps looking at me
He's
weird,
looking at-
like I'm an asshole or something like
Oh,
that. He's
but-
looking at me like I did something, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
Dan's
like,
so
he keeps,
confused. He
he
gets
keeps
off.
looking at me. I get off. I on the thing that's connected to the plane. I stepped aside. That's
The
how
ramp?
everybody walked ahead.
Uh-huh.
The ramp. Like I was adjusting my camera bag. And I
Okay.
put it around, and like I came with it. That's why a bunch of people came out ahead of me.
We thought he was dead, so.
And that's
The guy ate him to make himself stronger.
Stuffed
So
him in his Whole
we're
Foods
walking
bag.
back. We're doing the little like
A lot of guys with
escalator
goatees in
walkway
this.
thing. And like I'm sitting there, and Jordan was like, "Oh yeah, I farted in there."
I
I'm like, because I was explaining the situation. He's like, "I farted in there," and I was like, and they're like, "He probably thought I farted." Oh my god!
Having friends seems weird. I wouldn't know. A heartwarming experience of friendship. Next! Sir Skyscraper, WWF Sky Ads Compilation Volume 5, 1988 to 1995.
The 37th Annual Slammy Awards, coveted by superstars of the wrestling ring worldwide. The ultimate accolade presented only to the best. Who will win the Slammy for the best performance by an animal? Will it be Damien?
Do they still do the Slammies?
The Bird, or
They still bother?
Matt Felder, or the animal himself? All will be revealed next Monday at 9 o'clock. The 37th Annual Slammy Awards on Sky.
Only on their website?
Main event.
How the mighty have
If you
fallen.
missed the weekend's live wrestling, Hulk Hogan and Macho King Randy Savage will be in action again when we give you a second chance to see Saturday's explosive encounter. Boxing's new world heavyweight champion will keep these powers apart. Buster Douglas is the special guest referee. Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage slug it out once more. The main event, Friday at 8, only on
Isn't main
Sky
event gonna
One.
be Cena's last show? That one clip provided 40 plus years of wrestling as gay joke. That was the bit at the time. It's a shame wrestling can't have endings, otherwise this would have been a perfect ending for Randy Savage.
In a match made in hell. SummerSlam, Tuesday at 8 on Sky Movies Plus.
Is Sergeant Slaughter's heel turn, that specific one, like, the biggest misstep Vince ever did? You know, aside from the horror.
Put your order in. Primetime Wrestling now at the new time of 8:30 every Saturday on Sky Sports.
Then before that,
The challenger, the Rumble.
supposedly they wanted Tugboat to be the Iraqi heel. Christ.
SummerSlam. SummerSlam. Only Sky Sports. SummerSlam. 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 Only on Sky Sports.
If you keep saying it, people will remember it.
SummerSlam. 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 Only Sky Sports. SummerSlam. Live and exclusive this Sunday at midnight and then again Tuesday at 7 p.m. SummerSlam. Only on Sky Sports.
Wrestling's a wild world where things are either the greatest piece of fiction of all time or it's like unabashedly stupid. There is no in between. The World According to AI, Yeti and Bigfoot Vlog, Episode 1, Google VO 3.
Cold plunges are great for increasing blood flow and improving your mood.
You're not wrong, Yeti.
It gives me more energy and feels natural. This is what I eat. I think that's probably from a big, mean grizzly bear. Don't let the humans see us.
They'll think you're a polar bear. It's fine.
This is wild. Collab of the century. Let's go.
It's white game. Snow sounds.
How long until someone makes a sitcom using this shit?
Okay, so today we're doing some cold plunging, which is good for circulation, reduces inflammation, but mostly just good for a mental challenge. Yeah, ice fishing with my buddy. Just relax and always keep your line tight.
Was ever gonna be anyone? It was gonna be the bear. Fun. Next! Oh god. Wang. Pleasure toy disasters. Tales from the internet. Oh, this'll be fun.
A while ago on the channel, I spoke about a certain ceiling fan incident in a video about horror stories involving homemade pleasure devices. I recently retold that story as a TikTok and an Instagram reel when a friend messaged me asking, is this just what it's like to be a guy? Now, if you've watched videos of mine in the past, you know that this particular type of compulsion doesn't necessarily discriminate by gender. Women get up to plenty of their own filth, often even worse. But yeah, as a dude, there is that cycle of always chasing something bigger and better. And there's just so many of these incidents you can see online involving horrifying stories of what happens with homemade toys, or for that matter, ones you bought that just weren't well maintained. These stories all seem to go sideways in their own unique, special ways, so I've decided to talk about some more of them. So for today's episode of Tales
Was he in a show called Let's Start a Cult? He is, holy fuck.
Online meat wallet mishaps.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that happened. Huh. Ancient memory. Toddbot, why?
This video is sponsored by Lilo. Lilo is a leader in luxury pleasure toys for both men and women, and they've recently introduced the new F1S V3 male pleasure console. It's a motorized device.
These are the type of things we get ads for.
Goes to work. No
I'm not sure why, but they are.
Let me go over what makes this thing so special. You see, the smoothness of insertion has been enhanced due to two features. First, you got this special liquid silicone that realistically mimics the vaginal sensation. It adjusts to everyone's shape perfectly. It's a must-have if you're seeking a realistic experience. Inside, it also has flexible ribs. These ribs eliminate air pockets inside the device. This is the most common annoyance that people report with this type of toy, because it makes fart noises.
Would you take an Autoblow sponsor? Is Autoblow even a thing anymore?
Combining these features adds a softness, stretchiness, and increased durability to the device.
I remember hearing jokes about it like over a decade ago, and then I just stopped hearing about anything.
Large. They've also made a bigger XL version of this device. I'm sure after this video, the demand for that will increase even more. And it also has an AI interactive mode. You can connect it to your phone and have it send information from your device's motion. It then uses this data to adjust the intensity.
You gotta go out to the shed like 100 yards out from the cabin and plug it directly into the generator.
And it's also twice as powerful as its predecessor, the F1S version 2. I actually got some great news that Lilo just sent me before publishing this video. They're hosting a massive sex toy giveaway for new newsletter subscribers. They're giving away 1,000 toys. You can win a luxury sex toy or an exclusive discount. Just follow the link in the description and subscribe now, and good luck. This first story actually involves
good luck is the best way to say it. Hello, ML.
But it was horribly mishandled. This Reddit poster mentions that he bought an artificial vag from a store in February of 2018, and he used it regularly for about 3 months.
Ask your mom.
At that point, he starts to get bored.
I don't think Thief's fantasies of having like some syscon stuff involves him being like upwards of 2.5 decades older than his sibling that he wants to bang.
Of course, is the device that he put away and never looked at again for almost exactly a year.
What are we doing? Where are we going?
This time. So he takes the toy out and puts it aside to use later, thinking he's gonna run it back one last time. That time comes, and then he realizes he's out of lube. Now with this sort of thing, you're always supposed to use lube, and you're about to find out why. He decides he's just gonna go in dry. And he does, as deep as he can manage. When he gets in there, he feels a little tickle on his tip. In a panic, he pulls out of it super fast.
Because it came in the same style box of a watch.
But it's not over yet. He then notices that
did he not notice the thing
of his pecker. So
that said your name on it?
Flicks it off. He hadn't cut his nails for a while, and in doing so, he scraped himself, damaging his member once again. He yells.
Oh, I've done that before.
And he concludes the story. My dick now hurts, and a spider is now loose in my house.
It wasn't the ground, thank God. It probably would have been much worse.
Spider, but he's not sure if it's the dick spider.
I think I was flinging around a pair of nunchucks.
That's why you should always clean your toys
just scrape the head.
Use them too. Now it's time
must have been like
TIFU
15,
by painting
maybe
the
16?
walls of my inner walls with glitter. So this poster
He is
on
old
her
man.
account bought herself a dildo. She had bought a bunch of toys in the past, but this was the first regular dildo.
Did you also
And she
find a
felt like
spider
she still
on
had to spice it up.
No, thank God.
Then a week later, she's shopping at the grocery store with her roommate. When they're at checkout, she notices one of those little glitter stress balls. You know the ones, you squeeze them and you see all the liquid get close up to the thin layer of rubber. But what
It's
really
fun to
gets her
slap
attention
those.
is how it's covered in these little
They're
plastic
very fun to
bumps.
slap.
And then she has a brain blast. What if combined dildo with bumpy glitter ball? Surely those
Spider on
plastic
it or a
bumps will
spider
bring the
on.
pleasure to another level. Later that night, she's alone in her bedroom. She's sitting in the dark, and she cuts open the ball and stretches it out over the dildo. Her crafting experience increases by 10 points, and then she rewards herself. She's very disappointed to find that her scientific theory was wrong. Those bumps added absolutely nothing to the experience. So she pulls the ball off the
What
dildo and
Gundams I
throws
should
it
get?
away.
Epion?
It's the next night that she claims is when the horror must have entered her body.
Undertale
That
Spider
night,
Girl
she
here. Her
uses the
name
toy
is
once
Muffet,
again.
goddammit.
This time, after she's done, she goes to the bathroom and cleans up a little bit. She notices some sparkles, but she assumes the dildo was just like that. She doesn't think anything of it until a few weeks later. That's when she starts her period.
Fake
I
fan.
started my period, and to my shock and disgust, waking up to ruined
Wonder how much
bloody
Annie
underwear
likes
was enough,
Muffet.
but
I would assume a fair
and
bit.
I mean everything was covered with glitter. It was all over the place. I've got a pretty heavy flow, and it was like I opened up one of those prank birthday cards like, hooray, you're
An
on
ACM
your period.
happy birthday
And
the
now
other day.
I
That
fear
was-
for my life.
That was very nice.
I
of her.
feel like a human piñata, but instead of candy, I'm spewing out glitter every time I go to the bathroom. You see, for some reason, she had assumed that the contents of the stress ball had been safely
I told her
discarded
to
when
do
she
that,
threw out
by the
stress
way.
ball. She didn't think that, the stuff inside the glitter ball would stay on the dildo. The reason why there wasn't much glitter to note on that dildo when she went to go clean it was because it was all inside her now. She was shocked that it stayed in there for 2 weeks. And if any of you ever dealt with glitter, you know you can't just wipe that stuff away. As one person noted, glitter is often referred to as craft
So she
herpes
didn't
for a
actually
reason.
want to, is what
Now,
you're
of course, a lot of people didn't believe the story and accused her of being a 40-year-old man who has no idea how a woman's body works. For obvious reasons, she didn't want to post her face to prove herself, so she made a list of things to prove she's a woman. Whenever my boobs hurt, even in the slightest, I fear I might have breast cancer. It runs in the family. Discharge is borderline bleach. Sharp-ass pains during periods. I kid you not, I just had one after finishing writing this comment. Why
Redditors
is
suddenly
one more
becoming
stretched out than
woman
the other?
experts.
She also noted that she only saw the
They can
glitter for
claim to
about
be
3
anything they
days
want.
after the period, and spewing out was a bit of an exaggeration.
They're not gonna
In
be
any
the ones
case,
that are
she wasn't
victims
too
of what's
concerned
coming.
about it anymore, but set up an appointment with a gynecologist. 2 days later, she makes an update post. That day, she had woken up with a severe yeast infection. She describes the pain as being like someone took a tree branch, set it on fire, and shoved it up her. So although most of the glitter was now gone, its impact was still very much felt. And her gynecologist appointment was still a week away. Some in the comments suggested that the glitter might have caused thousands of tiny lacerations, and depending on what it was made of, may have promoted bacterial growth. Some had some suggestions like douching or monostat. Others suggested making an emergency appointment so she didn't have to wait a week, but she said she couldn't afford that. So instead, she was just going to take some ibuprofen and hope for the best. And that
That's
was her
not
last
gonna
post
turn
on the
out
account,
well.
So it's not really clear what became of her. For our last story, we'll talk about a guy who had an unfortunate incident with a homemade cock sleeve. He begins by saying that he loves his fiancée, but her sex drive is much lower than his is. It's definitely not something he would be willing to leave her over, but it has to be dealt with. So he's taken to cranking his hog a lot. Of course, as is often the case with this, he starts to get bored of the same old, same old.
Goddamn
You need something new.
headaches.
You gotta experiment. Then one day, his fiancée is out and he has 4 hours to kill home alone by himself. He creates a device
Time
that
to bring
he refers
out the
as
Sally
the
Acorn doll.
cumtraption. He doesn't go into specifics of what the cumtraption was, but he says he built it based off of tips from the internet. So he inserts himself into the cumtraption. He says that at first it felt a little uncomfortable, it was too tight, but after he broke it in a little bit, it stretched out and was feeling a lot better. And then he finishes. He pulls out of the cumtraption and makes a horrifying discovery. There's blood in the semen. He's never had anything close to this happening before, and he's freaking out. And then he goes to the bathroom. Still in shock, I started taking a piss, but something felt weird. I felt a sort of blockage.
Yeah,
which
that's a bad
cleared
one.
almost at once. But when it did, a giant blood clot came out of my dick. There was no pain, just blood, emerging from somewhere it definitely shouldn't. After cleaning up what he describes as a murder scene, he quickly goes to Google to look up his symptoms. I either have cancer of the penis,
So
testicle,
tight
or
it creates a
prostate,
blood clot
or
is the new
I burst
fear.
a blood vessel in my blood
That'll
vessel.
happen!
Where I burst a blood vessel in my blood vessel just makes me think of when Owen Hart said,
and that's why I kicked your leg out of your leg.
Or I burst a blood vessel in my blood vessel when I wedged it into a great tightness. The bright red color of the blood thankfully points to the latter. Which, I mean, that's reasonable because every symptom you could ever possibly look up says you might have cancer. He notes that since then his pee has had no blood in it, but he's still understandably freaking out. He says he's scared to ever have an orgasm again. My Larky says, next time, try using a coconut.
Good
Lord
callback.
Peacock. Third option, you've had your first period. Congratulations. That was the first thought I had a few hours later once I was able to find things funny again. Well, you also had a few commenters questioning the health of his relationship with his fiancée, both because of the mismatched sex drives and also because he felt the need to hide this from her. But he says he's happy about the pattern they've established and they communicate about it a lot, and that she's not the reason he wanted to hide it from her. Rather, it's that his religious upbringing instilled a great sense of shame in regards to jacking it. After some badgering, the commenters also got him to share his recipe. There are a surprising number of you degenerate bastards who want to know the methods and materials with which I constructed the offending device. For, academic reasons.
I'm sure.
If you feel like playing Russian roulette with your precious commodities, who am I to stop you? You'll need an appropriate length of small, sturdy cardboard tube.
Not cardboard.
Like the ones that
Don't
posters
cardboard.
come in sometimes. A piece of 1-inch PVC pipe, the same length as the cardboard tube. Clean old towel, 2 rubber gloves, 2 rubber bands. I tied the tips of the gloves' middle fingers together until a glove end was sticking out both sides. I then cut a length of towel no wider than the length of the cardboard tube. Then I rolled a strip of the old towel around the pipe/glove assembly until it was the right diameter to barely fit inside the cardboard tube. Trimmed the excess towel and ran it through. Once it was positioned correctly, I secured one
Every
glove
time I
end
think
to the
about the
tube
worst
and
monster
pulled
I could
out the pipe.
possibly think of, I
Then
remember there's
adjusted and
something that
secured
disturbs
both
me
glove
far
ends
more
with
on the
rubber
average
bands.
subreddit.
I sincerely
this.
hope you need no further instructions. Once again, it's unclear what ultimately happened to him, but I'm pretty sure he's doing okay. It seems like the big cum clot was a one-time deal. In any case, I wouldn't recommend making your own, especially when I got this lovely sponsor, Leela.
Zero
but
give.
Anyway, that's all for now. If you like this video, turn on notifications and check out my video about the cum canut. I'm out.
Again with the callback. Very informative and nightmarish in its nature. Next. Lego Crow, Red Dead Redemption 2, Uncle antagonizing John, but in Lego. 4K.
Feels like old times. It's good to have the old gang back together again.
Let's just hope things don't turn out like last time.
There he goes. What'd I tell you, Charles? Boy is as sour as weak old milk. No wonder she didn't stay with you. Not even a retired $2 whore would stay with you. That's the goddamn truth. Now, you used to be
They're making
decent
one-piece
company,
sets
but
now?
now you're worse
I'm going
than
to
a
assume
snake
they're
with a
upwards of like $300
All he
a
does
piece.
is whine, whine, whine.
Excuse me.
Oh, don't get all angry. It ain't gonna change nothing. You're hopeless. And I mean that literally. You got no hope. I mean, look at you. Look at this place. Your dream home. I've had better nightmares than this dream. Oh, darling Abigail, I've changed. Come live with me in
130
an
for the ship.
outhouse.
Jesus
I
Christ.
wouldn't ask my worst
Remember when
enemy to
Lego was a
take
hobby
shit?
for children to have fun with?
It's awful. It's a dump. The house has gotta go. Get some self-respect, you miserable sack of shit. Build a house a lady set foot in.
Place just needs a woman's touch.
It needs leveling. No woman would touch this place.
That's very well made for Lego stuff. Next. From Steamed Sam, Simpsons Golf. But it's Neo Turf Wars.
Hole number 1, 454 yards, par 4.
Yeah, it's a good reaction. I like the editing when people make things like this. Next! Welcome to Camp Navarro. Re-upload from Woodsgum. This video is, like, fucking amazing.
Welcome to Camp Navarro. So you're the new replacement. You are out of uniform, soldier! Where is your power armor? Don't have any? You expect me to believe that, maggot? The truth is, you lost an expensive piece of Army-issue equipment. That suit is going to come out of your pay, and you will remain in this man's army until you are 510 years old, which is the number of years it will take for you to pay for a Mark II powered combat armor you have lost. Report to the armory and have a new suit issued to you. Then report
Good kitty. Next. From Celerinion's litter box. Heat of the desert. We should play some stupid shit like this together at some point, shouldn't we? Dibs on the Pippa player model. You know, you can use whatever fucking player model for that you feel like. Everything's probably just on the Steam Workshop for anything you can think of. Monsters of Folklore. Pukwudgie. Interesting things about the little wild men of the woods. Mythic creatures.
Well, everybody, this is Monsters of Folklore, and today we'll be looking at the Pukwudgie. Apparently, it is a mischievous creature.
You are really quiet, you know that?
Now, I'm not going to give you an explanation entirely what the Pukwudgie is, but today's video, I'm going to be giving you some supposedly facts about what the Pukwudgie is and does things like that. You know, the thing might be small, like an elf, you know.
They're pyromancers?
Creature, but it can be pretty deadly. Now, the Pukwudgie, they're magical creatures who live inside wooded areas and swamps. They are considered spirits of the forests. The Pukwudgies can appear and disappear at will. They can confuse humans, create fire, launch poison arrows, use magic, and lure people to their doom. Now, the Pukwudgies, they have the ability to shapeshift into dangerous animals like cougars.
This is what became of gnome kind.
Things like that. They can also turn themselves into a combination of creatures.
I can see why hobbits would be more marketable. A little bit.
Now, I came across the picture of what I guess somebody had painted or drew of the half-human, half-porcupine thing, and my goodness, it would be a terrifying sight to come across. If you spot a Pukwudgie in the wild, you should leave it alone. Anyone who annoys one will be followed around by the creature and will either fall victim to its nasty tricks, like being stalked and having their memories forgotten, which sounds horrible, or they might meet a deadly fate. If you happen to annoy a Pukwudgie to make it want to come after you and not leave you alone, then they might kidnap your children, push you off a cliff, attack you with their short knives and spears, or use sand to blind you, or persuade you to commit...
I don't like the implication of the spines.
The Pukwudgies, they resemble humans, except they are much smaller. They have canine-like noses, they have larger ears, lips, and fingers. They have been compared to trolls, goblins, and leprechauns. And to me, I would kind of compare them to the Redcaps, which I've done a video on those too. They're, you know, kind of like goblin-like creatures who apparently soak their hats in people's blood.
Chat, can you hear this man clearly?
Are commonly found in areas
with the volume that it's at now. Because it's at the same volume that I am right now.
Sighted near Fall River, which is close to the home.
Slider is exactly aligned.
Murderous. They have also been sighted in the haunted Moundsville State Penitentiary,
turning this critter into gray mist.
Around Rockin, Texas, where Bigfoot allegedly lives.
Gray mist.
Now, the exact height of the Pukwudgie is unknown.
Cemented.
Some witnesses claim they only reach about 2 to 3 feet, but others believe they are knee height, which goes back to the whole, you know, goblin leprechaun type height.
It's our old friend, the Jersey Devil, up there.
Look at him. To get along with humans, but
thinks he's so high and mighty.
For unknown reasons, I'm not really.
Lost in single combat to a pregnant middle-aged woman.
It translates to person of the wilderness, which that's
never forget.
Now, the Pukwudgies are the oldest mythical
2x4
victim. America. Stories of Pukwudgies originated from the Mohegan, the Algonquin, and a few other Indian reservation type areas.
I feel like if you ate one, it would taste like gristle.
Dwelled in the woods and marshes of the eastern seaboard. Now,
putting this critter into the auto-milking machine. I don't think you're going to get a good supply of milk out of that.
Mischievous but harmless. The northeast Algonquin tribes believe that they become violent if they are disrespected, but they are fine if you leave them alone. There have been a significant amount of Pukwudgie sightings in the woods of Massachusetts. The police have gotten so many reports that a Pukwudgie crossing sign was erected near the Freetown State Forest. Now that's pretty cool. I mean, especially if you truly believe in things like
this. It isn't about the milk, it is about a lesson to the others. Fair enough.
Pukwudgie's present. I don't know if I truly want to take the risk, you know what I mean? Now, the Pukwudgies, they have smooth and gray skin that sometimes glows. I'm not sure why that would be. Now,
CM Punk just got robbed by a fat guy. Base!
Walking her dog through the woods. I don't know why you'd be walking your dogs through the woods, though, alone, if you're a woman in these day and ages. Even though she left it alone and went home, the creature would calmly appear at her window and wake her up. These occurrences continued until she moved away. Now, there's
this looks like some shit you'd see in Willow.
Man claims he saw a Pukwudgie with fur, glowing red eyes, and a nose like a wolf. When it ran away from him, it released a disturbing moan. And I'd say that the whole nose like a wolf and things like that is probably the half creature. You have
nature is bizarre, you know that?
Pukwudgie. Even though their
I'm reaching for
appearance
the
is
fridge.
off-putting, the Pukwudgies
fridge
have
is
a
open.
sweet floral scent to them
It's
like
mine now.
flowers. Now, I forgot all about this, but apparently the Pukwudgies also appear in the Harry Potter series, written by, J.K. Rowling. The creature now acts as a symbol in a house at Ivermorny School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. I really had no idea about that at all. But that is just some pretty interesting facts about the Pukwudgie itself. It's pretty cool. It's pretty scary because there's different forms of elves and things like elves and dwarfs and goblins and things like that. Some of them are nice. Some of them are not too nice at all. I guess like the Pukwudgie.
There's quite a disparity in the way these things look from one another. You know that?
But have you ever heard of the Pukwudgie? Have you ever been to this forest where the Pukwudgie sign is erected at? If you have, did you make it out alive? Did you see anything cool? Stuff like this is interesting. Cryptids and all that stuff. It's pretty cool because you don't know if it's real or not.
Big fan
I
of
believe
cryptids.
some of these things are real and some of them aren't. But leave a comment. Follow me on Twitter. Like the video. What's your opinion of the Pukwudgie? This is Monsters of Folklore. I'll see y'all later.
An informative experience. Ha! My lungs. Next. Weird history food. Classic lunchbox juices that almost killed us. Yeah, I remember them. They were delicious.
Picture it. You're in middle school, and the morning has been dragging on. That lunch bell finally rings as you open up your snack box. After struggling to stay awake all morning, you reach for that manna from the heavens and pull out a container that holds as much sugar as a half pint of ice cream. It's juice time, baby. While many coasted through childhood in a veritable sugar haze, it turns out all the fruit punches, apple juices, and colorful elixirs we were throwing back in the cafeteria didn't always have our good health in mind.
I can't
How could
imagine
drinks
why.
that taste vaguely like fruit be bad for us? Well, today the juice is loose as we chug down all the lunchbox juices that were trying to kill us. But before
I was
we
always
drink
a
to
big
that,
fan of
why
grape
don't you
juice.
slam down that subscribe button? Then head on down to the comments and let us know what other retro refreshments you want to know about. For now, can someone open this for me? I always wind up breaking the straw. Ever
Juice
since lemonade
quotations.
was introduced to Italy from the Middle East in the 16th century, people have loved the idea of sipping on juice. But aggressively sugary juice drinks that feature little to no fruit juice didn't begin dominating the lives of children until the 1970s.
It was the
And then
era for
all
it.
the way through the 90s and beyond. Studies have shown that the high sugar content, color dyes, and artificial sweeteners present in many children's juice drinks have contributed to obesity, type 2 diabetes, hyperactivity, and, of course, scores of dental
No shit.
cavities. The Food and Drug Administration has strict rules about what is allowed to be called juice and what isn't. If a product wants to call itself 100% fruit juice, that claim must be true. Anything less must be labeled as drink, beverage, or cocktail. And what's more, the actual juice percentage as well as any added ingredients have to be clearly listed on the label. Seriously, you do not want to mess around with the juice police. Brands can sometimes circumvent these regulations.
Sonny
by
D,
getting cutesy
my
with
boy.
their labeling. Like Sunny D, for instance. uses
Chad, at what
marketing
point did
that
they
focuses
stop
on vitamin
putting the
content and real
delight
fruit
on the label
imagery,
for this and
while
it
never
just became
actually
Sunny
claiming
D?
to be fruit juice.
And the
In
D
fact,
didn't
the
stand
high
for anything
sugar
anymore?
contents undermine any actual health benefits. And you'll find that's not an isolated incident in the juice biz. The originator of this juicy trend can be traced back to the late 19th century, when Thomas Bramwell Welch created a new process for pasteurization. This new process prevented grape juice from fermenting into wine, a process Welch hoped he could convince his local church to use as a substitute for communion wine. While that didn't end up panning out,
Policing
his
their
innovation
juice
was used to
in
create
Germany.
Welch's Grape
So
Juice
true.
Company in 1893. which struck purple gold during the temperance movement as a non-alcoholic alternative. Other
Some
brands
point
would soon
before
jump on the trend,
2004?
like Mott's apple juice in the early 20th century. But it wasn't until the 1950s when Kool-Aid revealed its eye-catching Pitcher Man commercial that marketing firms had the aha moment of selling juice directly to children, and they never looked back.
For the very best drink you ever made.
Despite the popularity juice drinks saw throughout the 20th century, pediatricians in the 1990s began pushing back against these sugary drinks, with parents joining the fray. By 1997, Americans were consuming billions of gallons of juice annually, and
Goddamn
children under
right.
12 were chugging more than their fair share. As childhood obesity and food allergies began to arise, the American Academy of Pediatrics asked families to tone down their sugary drink intake, especially with children under 2. So, while their heydays may have
Do not
passed,
give the
we
baby
won't
sugar.
forget some of these lunchbox legends.
You ever see that video of
Before it
parents
was Sunny
tricking their
D,
baby into eating
1963
vegetables
knew
by
the
like
familiar bright orange beverage as Sunny Delight.
airplaning a
According
big
to their website,
like juicy
two Florida
steak
dads
into the
named
baby's
Howard
face,
Dick
but then they
and
put
Phil
like
Grinnell
celery in the
saw
mouth?
what orange juice was doing and said, we can make it better. Using water, fruit juices, citric acid, sweeteners, sodium, and high fructose corn syrup, they made a drink they were sure kids would love. And while it was marketed as a healthier alternative to soft drinks, in reality, it contains only 4 to 5% fruit juice, while the rest is sugary syrup. Since it can't legally call itself fruit juice,
I'm totally not
Sunny D
addicted
is
to water.
technically
Literally dies
classified
without
as
it.
a
So
soft
true!
drink. But whatever was in it, the kids went gaga over it. Sunny Delight gained massive popularity in the 1990s as advertising campaigns
As it deserved to be.
squeezed the airwaves with ads decrying normal drinks like OJ and Purple Stuff for that golden, tangy Sunny D.
Let's see, we got soda, purple stuff. Oh, Sunny D, all right.
By 1998, Sunny Delight was one of the most popular soft drinks in the UK, second only to Coke and Pepsi in sales. So popular, in fact, that in 1999, a 4-year-old girl's skin turned orange from drinking over 1.5 liters of it a day. As the
Jesus
years went on,
Christ.
so did the release of new flavors, such as orange strawberry, orange mango, orange peach, fruit punch, blue raspberry, lemonade, and orange pineapple.
I just
Sunny
like
D
the bog
saw
standard
multiple
one, I'll be
rebrandings
honest.
since its introduction, including replacing the word delight with a simple D. They saw a 30% rise in sales after their acquisition by Harvest Hill Beverage Company in 2017. After negative publicity in 2009, the drink was reformulated in the UK with 70% fruit juice and no artificial ingredients or added sugar. But perhaps its most successful reboot was when Sunny D introduced a vodka seltzer line in 2020.
Now that's a weird way to take
orange
that.
taste, zero sugar, and a smooth 4.5% alcohol. And while it may not have your 100% daily vitamin C like the original, the lack of sugar almost makes the vodka seltzer a safer option.
Weird, but okay.
By mid-century, young and old were enjoying whatever kinds of juices they could get their hands on, with orange juice becoming more available and more popular as the decade went on. Niles Foster saw this and decided to take a crack at it on his own, inventing High C
Large
in
fan
1946
of High
and
C.
taking it to market
More
the
people
following
should have
year.
been.
Initially only available in orange flavor, the drink was
Chat, did
packaged
they ever
in
sell
large
like bottles of
56-ounce
Capri Sun
cans
instead of just the
that were
pouches
coated
anywhere?
internally with an enamel that prevented corrosion. This meant that High C required no refrigeration before opening, which everyone agreed was probably fine. The original formula combined 10% orange juice concentrate with sugar,
Yes,
orange peel
I've
oil,
never seen it anywhere.
orange essences, citric and ascorbic
Track
acids,
it down
with the
eventually.
High C moniker meant to reference its high vitamin content. After test marketing the drink in 1947, High C was launched nationally, starting out in the southern United States and expanding to California by 1949.
Never had a High C, not sure if it came out over here.
To the Minute Maid Corporation in 1954.
So you live in the hell
and is now sold
part of the
in
planet,
various
is what you're
forms,
saying.
such as drink boxes, soda fountains, and drink mixes. Popular flavors during High C's rise to prominence were original orange, grape, apple, cherry, orange pineapple, pineapple grapefruit, Florida punch, and peach. Specialty flavors were introduced such as Flash and Fruit Punch, Orange Lava Burst, and Torrential Tropical Punch. But we know there's a flavor that has been creeping up inside
That's my
your
boy.
brain since
That's my
you
dude.
uttered
That's
the
my
words
guy.
High C. Ecto Cooler. Originally Citrus Cooler, the 1980s saw a rebrand of the drink to coincide with the cartoon The Real Ghostbusters. Ecto Cooler was sold in the late 1980s and featured the cartoon version of Slimer on the packaging, a trend that would last until 2001. when the flavor was discontinued. It saw
Those sons of
brief
bitches
resurgences
stopped.
in 2016 and 2021, linked to the 2 Ghostbuster reboots. Though obtaining the limited supply of ectoplasmic elixir was a task in and of itself. In 1974, a company with the very inconspicuous name of
I drank a full gallon of Hawaiian Punch in a day. How did your kidneys feel about that?
Barrels. The ABC was already producing fruit drinks, ready-to-go alcoholic beverages, and cocktail mixers. But with their new 8-ounce barrel-shaped bottles with the foil caps, they created the first single-serve kids drink on the market, and really tapped into something great. A staple of family barbecues and birthday parties alike,
Was
Little
apparently
Hugs
built
featured
different.
all the
That's my
finest
guy.
flavors a kid could ask for, including lemonade, orange, fruit punch, blue raspberry, grape, kiwi strawberry, tropical punch, and cherry berry. All sized to fit perfectly in one of those blue plastic coolers everyone's parents seem to have. There was just something about that barrel shape that made them as fun to hold as they were to drink. In March of 2015, the American Beverage
only vaguely
Corporation
recall
sold
these
the
things.
Little Hug brand to Harvest Hill Beverage Company for a whopping $55 million. Harvest Hill was also notable for obtaining both Juicy Juice and Sunny D. Like Thanos collecting the Infinity Stones, Harvest Hill won't rest until they have all the juices. This acquisition saw a toning down of the overall sugar content in the beloved juice barrels, and a renewed interest in the brand overall.
And
Little
squeeze
Hugs
bottles
even
were always
sponsored
the
multiple
worst. I can
races
imagine.
at Roush Fenway Racing after partnering with them in 2017. So you can watch a Hug-branded car hugging some serious turns. Little Hugs actually feature less sugar than competing fruit drinks, with a 2013 report claiming up to 75% less sugar. However, the use of artificial sweeteners such as aspartame, sucralose, and acesulfame potassium tend to give pediatricians pause. While these ingredients are approved by the FDA, they remain controversial regarding safety, especially for children. But those little barrels are just too
Never open the bottles cleanly. That's what happens when you have the tear-off ones.
A relative latecomer to the lunchbox juice game came into the scene guns a-blazing, only because their bottles could be used as a water gun after you finished the juice. Launched by General Mills in 1987 as a test for Denver markets, the boisterous General Mills beverage Squeeze It eventually became popular enough to expand nationwide, becoming one of the top-selling packaged juices in the U.S. in the early 90s. If the name doesn't ring a bell, the commercials definitely will to those who grew up in front of the TV.
It has been a while.
Glass-shaped plastic bottle featured a different
Dude, I got
distinct
old.
character's
Shit.
face, each with their own lore and personalities. The massive marketing campaign introduced kids to Chucklin' Cherry, Smarty Arty Orange, Silly Billy Strawberry, Berry Be Wild, Rockin' Red Puncher, Mean Green Puncher, and Grumpy Grape, later renamed Galloping Grape after an advertisement. And while the style is popular now,
They still make
Squeeze It was
those?
notable
Let's
for
find
being the
out
first
together.
fruit drink available in a squeezable bottle. Somebody had to invent it. Despite the memorable commercials, the introduction of silly characters wasn't enough to make Squeeze It a lasting property. Sales began to decline in 1992 and continued steadily downward until they were fully discontinued in 2001.
There you go.
Part of Squeeze It's downfall may have been due to changing health trends of the time, where a drink with only 10% fruit juice and the remainder being balanced out by a considerable amount of sugar suddenly found itself abandoned on the store shelves. Parents apparently weren't thrilled with their children exceeding half of the recommended sugar intake in one goofy-faced bottle. Whatever the reason for consumers slowly squeezing out Squeeze-Its, General Mills made a valiant effort to keep the juices flowing. 100% fruit concentrate versions were released in 1993, followed by special color-changing bottles in 1996, with a small tablet that could be dropped into the drink to magically change shades. Additional partnerships with Lifesavers and re-releases in 2006 and 2007 had fans hopeful that the resurgence of Squeeze It might be on the horizon. But so far, there are no
That
plans.
sounds more
to
like
keep
a
the
threat
can
than anything, I'll be honest.
We'll never see how Galloping Grape has evolved. So what do you think? Do you miss two sugary drinks from the past? Let us know your favorites down in the comments. And while you're there,
I have
check
some
out
Sunny
of
D
these
in the
other
fridge right
weird
now.
history food videos.
Very informative history lesson. Next. Shitpost Central. Tony Soprano. Underground. Part 2.
Come on, Chris. Paulie just got assaulted by a scooter case. And you still want to go to the Spriggan demo?
Maron, how much more betrayal can I take? Paul, forget about it.
You can't let a couple kids ruin your day. You're right. I'm not gonna let it ruin my day. 'Cause you're gonna handle. Now go teach those punks a lesson.
You got it,
So
Ollie.
what, no fucking demo now?
Oh, we'll go to the demo later, Chris. I got a few things I need to take care of.
Whatever.
Now we're finally back on track. Just as it always should have been. I look forward to this track getting acclaim.
Like that? Oh, Tony. I got something I want to show you. But first, you got to get on your feet. Press both bumpers to get off your board and walk over to the back.
Boss, I'm a grown man. You don't think I know how to get off my own friggin' skateboard?
I don't know, Tone. I ain't seen you off that thing all week. Johnny Turbo went to work on this thing. Half the parts ain't even legal in Jersey.
Here, T. Why don't you give this baby a test drive? Beat my time around the neighborhood, and I'll give you a slice of gabagool.
Gabagool? Now you're giving me an
Don't you get out of the Jersey section in Underground by, like, driving the car and jumping a ramp over the river?
20 years in
Or something ridiculous like that?
Just in case you forgot, T, press the X button to accelerate, circle to reverse, and R1 to
A
handle.
lot like the American Wasteland animations to me, you fucking
press the
fraud.
button and shut your fucking mouth. I know how to drive.
Oh!
I think the last Tony Hawk game I played was the one on the 360. I don't remember which one that was.
Motherfucker!
Let the viewer decide the canon. Those are still very well made, and I like them. I look forward to getting several claims for that. Next, if Red Dead Redemption 2 was made by other companies, by Goo1 Maz. I look forward to infinite loading screens.
You're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? You rode straight into that Pinkerton patrol, same as us.
"18 minutes. This is what you deserve." The game has crashed.
Hey, you. You're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? You rode straight into that Pinkerton patrol, same as us.
You there. Step forward. Who are you?
Yes.
Picked a bad time to come home to Skyrim, Kinsman. I'm sorry. At least you'll die here, in your homeland. Follow the captain, prisoner.
That is how this works. It's true. It's always the loading screens. There you go. Finally hit it, did you? Eat a tin of beans. That'll get rid of it. Why does Bethesda refuse to use anything other than, like, separate instances for different rooms of anything? When was toast invented? I would imagine not long after bread was.
Your money or your life? You're smarter than you look. Take it. It's worthless to me anyway.
So, like, the next Elder Scrolls is completely fucked, right? Like, little to no chance of quality at all. Optimizing for seamless interior areas would force them to finally overhaul their 2-decade-old engine. Can't have that. Can't do that. Not possible. Dude, it's gonna be like over a decade and a half between Fallout games by the time Fallout 5 comes out. That is, like, actually unacceptable.
I'm Todd Howard, director at Bethesda, and here we combine innovation and polish to create truly immersive experiences. We carefully craft every detail with smooth gameplay, advanced AI, and worlds that react naturally to players. Our releases are always stable and well optimized. We deliver only the best because our games speak for themselves and work exactly as intended.
Is this the exact fucking point where he says anything remotely close to this, where people go, yeah, that guy's a fucking liar? And that just stuck?
Just stay put and have a drink, all right?
I will take 1 ginger tonic.
Stop! You violated the law. Pay the court a fine or serve your sentence. Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Hope you rot, criminal scum.
You ever stop and think for a moment about what Todd Howard would be doing right now if, like, everything he did was a colossal failure? Like, imagine Fallout 3 was like a massive financial flop and no one bothered to get it.
Pay the court a fine or serve your sentence.
Playing chess?
Your
You're not
stolen
wrong.
goods are now forfeit.
Bullied by those guys from his high school. This is also accurate. It didn't take nearly enough hits.
Hey, you. You're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? You rode straight into that...
This is like a 2-minute joke being stretched to the limit. This is what you deserve. Ah, the EA branch.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
This is gonna be littered with DLC on the main menu, saying download now. Oh yeah. Man, it's so many pop-ups. This is exactly accurate so far. Dude, I'm so glad I stopped, like, bothering with anything that EA put out. Like, no, I don't need any of this. No. No more. Used to be a respectable company. That was a long time ago. You remember back when GTA 5 came out and it didn't have a main menu? You just installed the game and the game started? Hello, car. Not too fond of collectibles in your open world game. What was it in Assassin's Creed 1? Was it feathers that you had to collect? Jesus Christ. Fucking up games even before Y2K. May I remind you of Ultima 7 and 8. I remember the reviews. I remember. You knew game journalists were full of shit long time ago. Collectibles in the new RE games are fun. On precious antique coin. Yeah, that's about right.
I see that you really want to defeat the Del Lobos camp, but you're still weak, and yet you persist. I admire that about you. So here, I have a special offer just for you. Get the Ultimate Weapons Kit, including an AK-47, a pump-action shotgun, a semi-automatic pistol, infinite stamina, a bulletproof vest, 100,000 XP to level up to 10, and the Supreme Warrior outfit. But beware, this is a one-time offer. You won't see this again. From $150, now only $80.
You ever see those videos where it's like brutal Red Dead Redemption combat, and it's just like you have Arthur talk a bit of shit and then slowly walk away, and then you just do the quick draw thing and then you shoot the guy in the face, and that gets like 1 billion views or whatever? I'm saying I don't care for the YouTube algorithm. Hello, Ryan.
What the fuck?
Ah, the Ubi Slop. We have to apologize for the nature of historical accuracy. That's something Ubisoft would do, yes.
You are at the start menu. You are selecting play. You are selecting discovery
Oh, right,
tour.
they did do that thing where it's like...
store. You have selected the special offer for the KA-74 weapon. You clicked on the KA-74 offer.
Just a swing set glitch from GTA 4 for years now. That swing set has killed a lot of men.
Manifesto. Some may say, an AK-47 in the Wild West. That makes no sense. But we don't believe in barriers, temporal or cultural. If a cowboy can have a horse that never tires, why not wield a modern masterpiece of military engineering, even if it defies history? Weapons are timeless, borderless, and free, ready for any gunslinger, no matter their origin. The KA-74 is more than just gear. It's a symbol of choice in the Wild West. Available now for 2,200 gold bars. Because here, we respect all differences, especially the ones that involve. You selected buy now. You clicked buy now. You purchased. You have returned to the main menu. You are selecting play. You clicked You are now in the character selection menu. You selected Arthur Morgan. You selected Sadie Adler. You have
I was about to
Sadie
vomit
Adler
as soon as
your
I saw that
character.
shit.
Now you're on the screen to select your pronouns.
Jesus
Select your pronouns.
Christ!
He, him,
Holy
she, her, they,
shit!
them, them, them.
Oh, fuck!
You selected the pronoun he, him.
Oh, that's a bad
you
one!
confirmed the pronoun he, him. Now select your character's voice. Choose between male or female. You selected the male voice.
You've made a big mistake!
You selected the female voice.
Yeah, good for you.
You chose the male voice. You can't change it later. Do you really want to disable the narrator voice? Are you sure about this choice? You will regret it later. Okay then.
You remember when Elden Ring came out and a bunch of Ubisoft devs were getting, like, really pissed off that the game was doing so well? Because it has, like, nothing in the way of tutorial shit that stops you?
They're getting hungry, Mr. Morgan. Who is? The people you haven't fed. Me? When did that become my job? Others are pulling their weight. Ah, give it a rest, will you?
The first hour of the game is a giant linear tutorial. Mmm. That's really good timing, actually. Fuck. Animation skipping, that's accurate.
You know, I don't think you should just be wandering around here, friend.
Mmm. The fucking prompts on everything, man. Far Cry since 5, completely forgetting 6 even exists. Dude, I didn't even play 4. I played 3, and I went, yeah, that was okay. And then I played Blood Dragon, and I said, okay, this is perfect. And then I checked out of that entire series. Far Cry 2 is a good game that I just don't care for. And Far Cry is, like, phenomenal and underrated.
Arthur, we have a problem. A big problem.
What is it now?
Didn't they make a game where you were like a caveman?
That far-right dictator. He sent his thugs here, Arthur. They barged into my clinic, slammed their fists on my desk, took my coffee, and said this
Played
place
Primal
now
of Friend's
belongs
House.
to
That was the name.
Cornwall.
Thank you.
Arthur, I fought for this clinic. I built it with my own 2 hands to help those in need, to give hope to the people. But they want everything for themselves. Profit, land, gold, power. Even my rug. My rug, Arthur.
And where are Cornwall's men now?
They're in my storage room, Arthur. Ransacking my supply stock, drinking my whiskey, and probably plotting how to turn this clinic into a bank or a cigar factory.
Was not a tie-in with the show of the same name.
I'll take care of it.
Great. And listen, if you do this, 10% of all clinic earnings will be yours, because that's how we redistribute wealth, Arthur. Hey, open up. It's me. I brought some food and whiskey for you fellers.
Yeah, only the doc. Put it on the table. You can see we're in the middle of some business here.
Ah, the Irish.
Looks like a nice little...
Really good timing on points you decide to stop this. I like that you killed the hooker, too.
Thank you, Arthur. As promised, I'll give you 10% of all my earnings. But don't forget, you'll need to run some supply entry missions if you want to see any profit. You can start right now. Grab the supplies I marked on your map.
Stay focused. It's always when you least expect.
Zero peripheral vision? Yeah, that's how that works. Oh, there you go.
Hey, wait,
Ah.
Stop this shit. What the fuck I'm thinking about?
There you go. Finally. See, they can be learned. Humorous. Next! Oh, God. Wang, Rick Rude's strange urban legend tales from the internet.
When I was a little kid, there was perhaps no wrestler that I hated more than ravishing Rick Rude.
Rick Rude is where you drew the line.
With his goofy curly mullet, his sissy painted pants. Disgusting. And then he's feuding a lot with the Ultimate Warrior, who at the time is my absolute favorite. So, you know, screw that guy. But, you know, you get older, and as a wrestling fan, you start to realize that you hate guys like Rick Rude for the reasons that they want you to hate them. And you start to develop an appreciation for their craft, respecting that a performer like Rick Rude can have the crowd eating out of the palm of his hands. That the Rude Awakening was a brutal finisher for its time, and just that in general he could put on a great, entertaining match. But then a freak accident in a match with Sting cuts his career short.
Yeah, there it is.
Show up one night in ECW and start a whole new phase of his career. He's not wrestling, but he's there and he's making sure his presence is felt. And all these kids who grew up hating Rick Rude, all of a sudden they're grown up and now they're fully aboard the Rick Rude train. This reinvention eventually leads him to being the only person to ever appear on both WWF Raw and WCW Nitro at the same night, at the same time. And another tidbit that I often see left out of this trivia, he also made an appearance on ECW Hardcore TV that weekend. So he was a force in every big wrestling promotion all at once. Meanwhile, there's reports of him training for an actual return to in-ring action. So this guy, who's often counted among the very best wrestlers to never have the world championship, he's getting ready to finally take his place at the top. And then suddenly, in 1999, seemingly out of nowhere, he passes away at just 40 years old from heart failure.
Yeah, it
now,
sucked.
If you're a fan of wrestling, you know that young,
Man deserved
tragic
better.
deaths aren't a rare occurrence, especially with guys of Rick Rude's generation. But this death in particular is haunted by a bizarre urban legend. An urban legend that's largely been pushed by some of his former colleagues. The rumor that he had taken his own life after he had to undergo a penile amputation. In this video, let's take a look at what really happened to Rick Rude.
Ridiculous is, yeah, pretty accurate, I would say.
This video is sponsored by Factor. Lately, I've been thinking about how often I order food. And even if you're not eating
Chat, are any
that
of these,
much,
like,
those delivery
food
fees,
sponsors that
all the little
YouTubers get
hidden
worth,
charges, they
like,
add
looking
up
into
so
at all?
quickly. But then what happens is you see how much you're
Any
paying
one of
for
them?
delivery, and you do this little math in your head
'Cause they
about
happen
how
a
much
lot.
you have to eat to make it actually worth it.
No.
And then you just fill up on unhealthy food that you didn't even really want to begin with. If you do that same thing, Factor is a better alternative that helps you avoid fast food with chef-prepared meals.
Someone
that
asked
take the
Jim
guesswork out
Cornette
of
about
eating
the
well.
video.
You can pick meal preference
The rumor,
options
not
like
the video.
keto,
God.
calorie smart, and vegan. There's more than 27 different meal options each week. Meal
Chad, I do
plans
not
range
care
from
for
4
shrimp.
to 18 meals per week, and you can add or reduce
I had
the number
shrimp
depending on
wonton
your
soup
needs.
once in my
You can also
life, and it was a
modify your
very
food preferences
unfulfilling
or skip it if
experience
you
that I
need
never
to.
want
On
to
their
revisit
website,
ever
you can
again.
look through the upcoming week's menu and take a look at the dishes that catch your interest with a description and a full nutrition breakdown so you know exactly what you're getting. Use my link in the description below or go to go.factor75.com. Use code FACTOR SE
plug in that skips sponsor segments.
for 50% off your first box.
One,
When it
this
comes
does not
to
have
wrestling
chapters on it, so that
trivia
wouldn't
and
work.
stories
Two,
and
no.
myths, I like to think that I'm a pretty knowledgeable guy. But somehow, this urban legend had just completely flown under my radar. In fact, as it turns out, I had completely misremembered the nature of Rick Rude's death. I had thought that he had died of testicular cancer. Because you see, it was widely reported in 1998 that he had
Jim
testicular
Cornette
cancer,
and
but in
Twerkster
truth,
co-interview.
it turned out that he had a spermatocele, which is a relatively common type of benign cyst.
Just
that's
like the
often
Mario
mistaken
Toad
for
chilling on a
testicular cancer
couch
at first.
across
fact,
from Jim
Rick Rude
Cornette, who's
died
getting
in
more and
April
more pissed off about the
1999
situation
due
he's
to heart
in.
failure, likely related to an overdose of the medications he was taking. Although it's generally accepted that this overdose was accidental, there are those who think that it was on purpose. And that's where this urban legend stems from. If he did it, why did he do it? What led me down this rabbit hole, of all things, was Gunther's Intercontinental Championship reign. On September 8th of 2023, Gunther became the longest reigning WWE Intercontinental Champion of all time, surpassing the Honky Tonk Man's record, which of course leads to a lot of people online talking about Honky Tonk Man. Me personally, not a fan. You know how at the beginning of the video I said that Rick Rude was the kind of guy that would make you hate him for the reasons he wanted you to hate him? I found Honky Tonk Man to be quite the opposite. And I know a lot of people disagree with this take, but to me with the Honky Tonk Man, it wasn't that, you know, he would piss me off and I want to see him get beat. It was that I thought he was boring and I didn't want to watch him. Honky Tonk Man comes on and I want to change the channel or fast forward the tape. It's like that one sign that a fan brought to a show a few years back.
Little known fact.
Sir, I feel compelled to stress that we are not
I'm so glad I added this sign to MCW.
We are booing because you are simply awful.
I'm so happy that I got it in there.
Everyone's cup of tea in the ring. There's a lot of people who find him distasteful for reasons outside of the ring. For example, his attempts to get Jake the Snake Roberts to start drinking again after he finally overcame decades of alcoholism and drug abuse. Or
that'll do it.
Fun of Bret Hart's stroke on kayfabe commentaries.
Who would you rather work with? Who would you rather have matches with for the next 5, 10, or 15 years of your fucking career? Me? Or Goldberg, who kicked you in the fucking head and gave you a goddamn stroke, and now you drag your foot around, you can't even get your dick hard. My left nut is fucked up from this joke.
So, you know, then you got a bunch of people sharing their favorite Honky Tonk Man is a piece of shit moments.
Yeah.
But amidst all this, I see something that I had never seen before. A quick backstage interview with the Honky Tonk Man taken in 2015 by Hannibal TV. In the clip, he comments on Rick Rude's death.
He injected Viagra in his dick because he thought he could get an instant hard-on. And he could fuck a lot of broads, but instead he got an infection and his nuts swelled up the size of cantaloupes, so they had to cut everything away from him. Then he went home and himself. What a way to go.
You'd rather work with me or the biggest
point,
talent
even
at the
if you
time.
have no prior familiarity with the Honky Tonk Man, you have no idea about his reputation, maybe you're not even a wrestling fan at all, you're probably just like, yeah, sure, buddy. You know, he just doesn't have the kind of credibility to be taken seriously when making such an outlandish claim. But the thing is, he's not the only one that's made this claim. Hannibal has another interview with the wrestler Ken Patera. I feel like a lot of you guys might not remember Ken Patera, but the image of him getting whipped over and over again by the Heenan family just burned into my memory. And in the interview, Ken Patera agrees with Honky Tonk Man's story, saying that he had heard it from Jim Neidhart.
I heard about it 2 days after they found him dead on the floor. I heard about it from Jim Neidhart, because Jim Neidhart and Rick Rude were real close friends. And I think at that time, Neidhart was living down there in Florida. I think they lived real close together. And he said Rick just lost his fucking mind because he had to go to the hospital and they're going to amputate his
Talked
penis.
about how firing
Well,
HTM was an eye on his face. Goddamn YouTube!
Dearest thing to him. To my knowledge, that's the truth.
There it is, thank God.
Unfortunately, Jim
HTM
Neidhart is
every
no
day
longer with us
of his
to be able
life
to
if he
comment
could.
on this story, but Hannibal continued to pull on this thread in another interview with John.
Saving that
Ward,
many
who you
syllables
might
from
remember as the
Honky Tonk Man?
Berserker. Not to mention his rant
That's
about
one syllable you're
pancakes,
saving.
which may be one of my favorite wrestling promos of all time.
Had his last match in 2011.
So
yeah,
in
a little
the
bit.
interview, Hannibal asked John Nord about Rick Rude, and here's what he had to say.
I want to say back then, like right after it happened, I think it was Kurt, and we all talked about it, and then that's what we had heard that exactly that, you know, he was shooting up to, you know, I mean, Rick had that, I guess you call it demon of, you know, he just wanted to get kinky as hell and get numb, and then he would, you know, actually shoot it in his pecker.
In the interview, John mentions that he had heard the story from Kurt Hennig, aka Mr. Perfect. But like Jim
And Mr.
Neidhart,
Perfect's
Kurt
fucking
Hennig
dead,
is
so you
also
can't ask him.
unfortunately not with us anymore. However, shortly after Rick Rude's death, Kurt Hennig had actually published a letter about him. And in part of the letter, he addresses some of the rumors about his death. I don't want anyone to lump him in with those stories about wrestlers abusing drugs and steroids. Rick Rude was not on anything heavy duty. He may have been taking some pain pills for his ribs. I've heard some people say his death was a suicide. No way. He was too much of a man to do that. If he had a problem, he would face it. He would look death in the eye. He wouldn't cower out of anything he did in his whole life. He was the most stand-up guy I ever knew. I learned so much from him about being a man. He was a man's man, 100%. So clearly, from what Kurt writes here, he's not 100% sure whether or not the death was accidental. But clearly, he thinks it's very unlikely that it was on purpose, so I highly doubt he was just going around spreading this rumor about him. So then, essentially, that just leaves us with this game of telephone where two of the supposed originators are dead. And one of these dead men left behind public statements that contradict the story. Something that did raise my eyebrow with this, though. It's kinda strange that you only seem to start hearing about the story 15 years after Rick Rude died.
A little bit, yeah.
But as it turns out, a user of the Wrestling Figs forums, NYStyle4683, did manage to find a mention of it that was posted mere months after Rick Rude's death. In a Google Groups thread about Rick Rude's death, a user named Jet Green says, "How come the article doesn't mention anything about his pecker falling off due to gangrene, after he shot so much Viagra into it to get a hard-on after losing his balls to testicular cancer? Whoa. Can't believe I got all that in one sentence. We want the real facts, not some cover-up." Now, as I said before, it turned out that the testicular cancer scare just turned out to be a benign cyst. But as you can see here, the amputation rumor had been going around as far back as 1999.
At least in some
and reading
circles.
this post, I can't help but think that this urban legend exists because of the cancer scare. In fact, thinking back, I don't think the story that it turned out to not be testicular cancer ever really got a lot of traction. As I remember it, and granted this is going back a really long time now, the way I remember it was reported that he had testicular cancer and you didn't really see him anymore, and then it was later reported that he died. Which of course is going to lead to a lot of people trying to fill in the blanks. And you also do have insiders who explicitly deny these rumors. For example, there's Bruce Pritchard. In his podcast, Something to Wrestle, his co-host Conrad Thompson asked him about this rumor. Here's what Bruce had to say.
I think it all sounds extremely silly to me. And from what I know of Rick Rude, he was not the type of guy that would even consider.
Have you ever heard anything as silly as guys injecting Viagra into their penis?
No.
Had you ever heard this before?
No.
This is all brand new information to you?
Yes.
So you're going to chalk this up as bullshit, rumor, and innuendo?
A lot of rumor and innuendo.
Okay.
Something else you have to consider about this story. Is this even possible? I asked one of my friends, an actual doctor who you're probably familiar with, Chubby Emu. These were his quick thoughts on the matter. That's an interesting case. I suppose injecting directly there could have some benefit compared to taking a tablet, but the risk of side effects could be way more.
I feel like any man would be more than aware that that's a bad idea, to be honest.
Giant zit on the shaft, it would have needed to have stopped blood supply flowing there for some time, causing parts of it to die for the tissue to need to be amputated. So we're not talking like an instant cell death, but rather it would have had to have been something that was allowed to sit there for some time untreated. Which, I mean, considering if this were true, how embarrassing of a situation it would be to explain to a doctor, I could see a person doing that. But it would take a lot of damage for absolutely everything to need to be removed. And the pain would probably be unimaginable before you got to that point.
Yeah.
But then you have to remember, Viagra only came out in 1998. So then you're working with this very small time frame there where he would have had to come to the conclusion that taking it orally is no good. So you know what, I'm just gonna skip a million steps and inject it directly to an area where a normal person spends most of their life trying to avoid any sort of pain or any sort of damage. I mean, granted, for anything that you can think of where the question is, why would someone do this? There's probably someone that's done it.
You know, like 1 out of a million guys will do that.
But to me, this just doesn't pass the smell test. Furthermore, if you made a movie and Rick Rude was a fictional character in your movie, and this was the ending for him, I would say, come on, that's a little too on the nose. Get a little more creative.
A little bit, yeah.
Because for a wrestler like Rick Rude, his sexual prowess was just so intrinsic to the character. You know, he's this womanizing ladies' man. The women can't get enough of him. And he's more than happy to run through all the best ones. And on top of that, in his actual matches, he would play that up where his crotch was kind of this vulnerable point. To illustrate it for you perfectly, understand that there is an entire Twitter account dedicated to Rick Rude's over-the-top selling of atomic drops. So you've got this person whose entire life basically revolves around his dick, and he dies of losing his dick. It sounds like something that people would be inclined to make up and believe just because it puts a neat little bow on everything, but personally, to me, that just sounds like bullshit. But anyway, That's all for now. If you like this video, be sure to turn on notifications
Don't
and
think I
check
ever
out
bought
my
into it,
video
to be
about
honest.
Hulk Hogan playing bass for Metallica. I'm out.
Known truth teller Grandpa Terry. I do miss Rick Rude. If he were still with us, he'd probably be doing something in AEW right about now. Maybe he'd have his own team to put together. Spud, go ahead. Take it from me.
You can't enter the United Nations with that weapon.
It's all right, soldier. Mr. Sampson is my bodyguard.
Just the same, Doctor. No weapons allowed. I'll have to confiscate it.
Go ahead. Take it from me.
Classic bit. Next. The Dragon. Career Chronicles, Volume 1, the top 20 moves of Hayabusa. Always a good one. No one ever does it enough. Throws hammers at your mortal skull. Tape con Giro. The Corkscrew Senton. Look at him. The Asai Moonsault. That man's getting a lot of verticality on that shit. The Dragon's probably my favorite version of a suplex, I'll be honest. Fisherman Buster. There you go. That'll wake you up, shit. Tiger Suplex is pretty good, too. Just underhook it. Don't call it a Hurricane Rana in front of Scott Steiner. Get that springboard off. Attaboy! Can we get Scott Steiner on the channel? How much does Scott Steiner cost a book? Look at him go! Was it Lesnar that did a shooting star press and just landed flat on his fucking face? 2 boxes of beer. That sounds about right. Him and Mark Haskins. Falcon Arrow's a move that doesn't come up enough. Everyone likes a good Falcon Arrow. That's a lot of fucking turns, dude. Thunder! Hayabusa was always, like, top 20 easy, I think, to come out of Japan. From what I remember. I'd have to look at, like, full matches again. It's been a while. Mr. XZ, vroom vroom Discord chat shitpost. Yeah, this'll go well. This is going to places I didn't expect it to. Isn't life amazing? Next! L.A. Noire, my beloved. The best accused in L.A. Noire. The Frog Enjoyer.
Your wife was brutally beaten with a socket wrench handle, then stomped to death. How do you think that looks, Jacob?
I was home in bed.
Yeah, that'll work.
You're full of shit, Jacob. The truth is you hated that bitch. You followed her and dragged her into the car and then took her out to the moors. She woke up and you smashed her face in with a socket wrench.
No. No.
And then you stomped her. You stomped her because she's a drunken whore and she treated you like shit. You stomped her for all the years you had to take it. You
He
stomped her
goes so
because you were
fucking
such a
hard
weak
sometimes.
fucking sister, Jacob, and you wanted to erase all memory of it. Go on. Try to deny it.
I was at home. I should have gone to her at the bar, but I didn't. You can't prove I wasn't home.
At last.
It's nothing personal. I'm just doing my job. You understand that?
It's psychotic they let you back out when he goes that hard. It's insane. Next. Also the best accused in the whole game, Turtle Man. This one's also, like, fucking stellar.
A young man who did not know his place. He presumed to ask me questions.
We do a lot of presuming here in the United States, Consul General. It comes with the turf.
You fuck young boys, Valdez.
I fucking love L.A. Noire, man. I should stream L.A. Noire. Just fuck it. Just do it. Steam Sam, Homer in Time, Big Apple, 3 a.m. Oh my god, they took the statue.
Big Apple, 3 a.m.
Did they ever re-release The Simpsons beat 'em up?
You know, Smithers, I think I'll donate $1 million to the local orphanage. When ghouls fly.
It was on the 360? Ah.
And that's when the Rat King came at me.
That never, happened, did it, Homer?
Good bit. Good editing. Next! Spider-Man 2002, but it's ruined by AI. Skill Law 2. No more closed captioning.
Hey! Tell him to stop, please! Stop! Hey! Stop the blitz!
This is one of those things where you tell the AI extend the scene and don't offer it any other guidance. 35-year-old high schooler. MJ was a cunt in those movies, so it's comic accurate. Yeah, that's how that works. Spaghetti.
Help him, Harry!
Which one?
Am I?
The skeleton! This is going to places I didn't expect it to, I'll be honest.
Hey, kiddo, let mom and dad talk for a minute, will you?
Sleep.
No, that's just psychotic is what that is. Alright, I'll get more, hang on. Give me a second, I'll get more. I'll get more of the thing. I'll get much, much more of the thingy. That's a good one to lead in on. That's a very nice one to lead in on, honestly. Then grab one of them. Yeah, we'll do that one. That's a good place. That's a good spot for that. Do a little bit of this. That'll go in there. Thought my mouse died for a second. No, it's just being lazy. Grab this one. That'll get in there. That'll get in there nice and proper, it will. This one will go there. As it should. Oh god, there's so many of them. Yeah, sure. May as well do that one too. Users adding to the thread mid-acquisition. There's always more to grasp hold of. This'll work. That'll be a pretty good one. That one will go there. That's fine. Alright, that should be enough to tie us off for just a little bit, I think. Just a little. Alright? Vegas 9, Zach Haydell. My niece done got bit by a copperhead. Oni plays.
Oh, dude, fucking scary.
Those are Black Widows. Luigi's actually in the shit right now.
If you get bit by a Black Widow, how long do you have to get to the hospital before serious damage happens? Oh,
I know Brown Recluse is like the big one that actually fucks you up. But
yeah, America's a real shithole if you think about it.
Well, my niece got bit. My niece got done bit by a copperhead and died because of that.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
you had a niece that died?
My niece done got bit by a copperhead.
You fucking shut up. I would have believed it. You've told me other weird stories that were true.
My niece done got bit by a copperhead.
Big fan of little Zachary. He's a good man. A broken nose changed the trajectory of this man's life. Sir Swag, how the Dune universe sounds to an outsider.
10,000 years in the future, humanity has spread itself among the stars. Democracy is now seen as cringe. And wealthy houses like Musk, Bezos, and Zuckerberg finally achieve their dreams of space feudalism. Many years before, humanity would suffer a brutal war against ChatGPT. This led to the European Union banning AI. But because people still needed to do their taxes, humanity needed a way to do numbers good. By pushing students just 10% harder than the average Korean teenager, humans unlock the hidden potential of their minds. Autistic people can become mentats, who know their times tables without even looking. Women can become Bene Gesserit, apex girl bosses who are the ultimate toxic manipulators. As they usually influence politicians, their ability to formulate basic long-term plans is seen as a superpower. They can also make people do whatever they want, just by saying
What happened to
things
the
in a
green text
certain
narrator?
way.
Taken
Somehow
out
this
back.
is the most realistic part of the story. A critical location in this universe is Planet Dune, Space Saudi Arabia. On Planet Dune, humans discover Super Adderall. This stuff can expand a person's mind, extend their lifespan, or let them see short distances into the future. Pretentious chefs sprinkle it over $49 pastries. Spaceship drivers use this drug to chart complex routes throughout the galaxy. Every Uber driver in space is a rich mutated crackhead. As travel can only happen with space drugs, the overlords of Planet Dune become turbo rich. A long-time ruler of Planet Dune was Baron Thickums from House Gunnar, who turned his entire planet into an Amazon workplace.
As you do.
He was later replaced by Poe Dameron from House Achilles. He's seen as a major political threat for having a very basic moral compass. Poe Dameron and House Achilles are wiped out by Baron Gunnar, who takes back Planet Dune. But his son, Timothée Chalamet, escapes into the desert. Befriending the native Saudi Arabians, little Timmy learns to live in the desert. This is helped by learning to dance while walking, and wearing a suit that lets him drink his own piss. By using turbo drugs, Timmy can see the 14 million possible futures. With the help of his girl boss mother, he convinces the Saudi Arabians that he's a god. He then starts a holy jihad that kills 6 gazillion people and becomes leader of all the things. This makes him sad. After Timothée Chalamet becomes too expensive, his son becomes the god emperor of mankind. Using his 10,000 IQ, he figures the best way to protect humanity is to traumatize them with a 3,000-year religious dictatorship.
This is
By
very
becoming
accurate.
Space Hitler, the emperor scares humanity into fracturing across the stars. Never again would they be seduced by religious prophets, protective authoritarians, or the glory of empire. The emperor was also a half-worm genderless eugenics expert who was allergic to water. This is considered the best science fiction story of all time.
So true. Adding additional Zachary doses. Additional Zachary doses are always good for the soul. Wizards with guns. Every comedy from the early 2000s.
It was always David's dream to be a lawyer.
I'm thinking about applying to law school.
But his stoner friend Kyler had other plans.
Is that my college application? I thought it was rolling paper. Is that my dog?
Two best buds.
I'm gonna miss this, man.
But you're coming to Fushigi Fest, right? We go every year.
Can't, man. I got the big exam.
But girls are gonna be there. What if they show us their jahoos?
I just can't keep doing this forever. I want to be a lawyer forever.
I should buy a helmet.
Life is one big summer.
Go law!
I should buy like a plate mail helmet. That sounds like a good investment.
It's one big book. Huh?
Huh? Sparky?
You kidnapped me? I did it for your own good.
What happens when you take a lazy prankster
4.
and a no-nonsense bookworm
I want my tombstone to say I had a job.
and put them in the ocean? A tale about true friendship with some wacky speed bumps along the way.
Help! Help us!
I always question how you manage to keep the camera stable when you're like
An ice cream man
shooting scene where two characters are in like a large body of water.
in the middle of the ocean. This summer, hold on to your hats. Prepare to laugh your socks off.
Wakeboard? Is that enough?
I don't want to drown!
This Christmas.
Wait! Where's my dog? We ate him! Oh yeah!
Christopher Schultz, Terry Lewis, and Robert Donkey Sr. This Veterans Day.
Kyler! I found something to hold on to! Kyler's dead!
Coming soon. American Weed Car. Road drive. Drive trip American trip. American weed trip. The car. Road trip edition. Weed edition.
Be sure to like and
I never cared
subscribe
for American
a
Pie.
sneak peek to the sequel of
Not
Marley
once.
and Me. Working title, Me.
To you, life is one big summer, but for me, it's one big book.
You can tell it was made from the heart. Next. Ian Foot Archives. Video games.
Please stop recommending video games to me. Video games are boring. They're a boring fucking waste of time. I'd rather fucking jerk off than fucking play video games. Honestly. I never fucking liked video games. I like sex. I like money. I like food. I like control. I like cars. I like land. I like doing things that make a difference in the fucking world. I don't like playing fucking video games. I find them boring. I think people that spend all their time playing video games...
Is he a gray? At the halfway point. Screw Attack's top 10 Mortal Kombat characters. 2011, 4, 16. Screw Attack's video game vault. I look forward to getting pissed off again.
Hey, the new Mortal Kombat's coming out soon, and if that gives us another chance to talk about how much we love the series, we're gonna. So
You
sit
don't.
down, shut up, and let's get our Mortal Kombat love fest on. Hey, I'm Stuttering Craig for Screw Attack's
Fuck
top
you,
10
Stuttering
Mortal
Craig.
Kombat characters.
Number 10.
This guy is a douchebag. We realize that. But Johnny Cage is the kind of douchebag you only wish you could be. With a limitless supply of sunglasses, his name
Johnny
is
Cage and the way he's written in modern, like, Mortal Kombat is like one of the only positives from modern Mortal Kombat.
There is no way Johnny Cage could not make
Like, I always liked Johnny Cage enough, starting at like fucking MK10.
you down. I'm taking you
Johnny's
down,
like
I'm
top
taking
5
you out,
easy.
I'm taking you out, and I'm taking you out for dinner. Such a stud.
Number 9.
The Mortal Kombat series has a penchant for extreme violence, but it was the huge amount of secrets in the early games that
We
gave
can't
it
have the
sort of
bitches
legendary
fight in a pair of
status
heels,
across
though.
arcades.
Can't do that.
Some
Not
who
allowed.
played Mortal Kombat 1 claimed there was this mysterious third green ninja in addition to Scorpion of Sub-Zero that would randomly show up from time to time. That, children, is our boy Reptile. So many rumors flew around arcades as to how you could actually fight him. It was
Infinite
just
supply of
ridiculous. When you
$500
actually saw someone
sunglasses,
fighting
as
against
it should
him,
be.
That person immediately became local legend. And when you could actually play as him in Mortal Kombat 2 and go invisible, that was just icing on the cake. And for the record, we prefer him as a ninja and not as a, well, reptile.
Number 8.
Speaking of MK lore, you may think Blaze from the more recent 3D entries is a pretty lame character, but you gotta know the full story behind him to truly appreciate him. Go back and pop in MK2.
Are you putting Blaze
Take a look at the
in your
background.
top 10 favorite Mortal Kombat characters, you fucking hack fraud?
Well, the wannabe Mortal Kombat
Is that what I'm looking at right now? Are you putting Blaze the Fire Spawn in your top 10 Mortal Kombat characters?
Came back as a boss in Armageddon and was a playable character in Deadly Alliance. Pretty neat, right? And that is what makes MK, MK.
Number 7.
Kenchi's a respectable choice for about here, yeah.
End your life.
You can put Kenchi here and that's acceptable.
Hearing to detect you. Then his katana and
Iconic background detail
We generally aren't
Blaze.
too big on the most recent characters in the newer games, but we'll admit that Kenshi is pretty damn cool. You would think that a blind guy slashing a sword everywhere would only be a recipe for disaster and only hit someone by pure luck, but it's like we say, he's not handicapped, he's handy capable.
Number 6.
I swear to God, fucking what Cyrax of all things? You're putting Cyrax in your top 10 favorite Mortal Kombat characters.
Doing his best to keep that ratio as low as possible is Cyrax.
Like, he's fine.
Like the other robots,
He's
he was
alright.
forcibly
Top
transformed
10?
into a robot by the leader of his clan. And I'd say it worked out pretty nice for him. Now he can shoot nets and bombs out of his chest.
I'm glad Screw Attack is gone.
In Mortal Kombat 3.
I'm glad. I'm happy it's dead.
Number 5.
I'm happy Death Battle
Cyrus
killed
may
it.
have done the world a favor by becoming a robot instead of a ninja, but Smoke has only been a robot. Sometimes. With Scorpion's harpoon,
Smoke being here is fine. That's acceptable.
This is one ninja you do not want to screw with. Unless he's a robot.
I like the PS2 era Smoke design. I'm always weirded out that they never do anything with it anymore.
Smoke is special because he's the only character in the entire series who is both a ninja and a robot. Robo Sub-Zero. That's dumb.
Number 4. I am Shao Kahn.
Shao's fine here.
Of some poor sucker who was stupid enough to face him, Shao Kahn will taunt you while fighting.
Is that your best?
That's awesome. He literally laughs at you when you lose, and you fight him on top of a freaking mountain. And when he loses, he turns into stone and explodes. Probably because he wants to
will
take the
walk
victory
this
away from
off
you.
somehow.
God, he's cool.
Number 3.
Shang Tsung may have been the boss in the original Mortal Kombat, but we all know
Shang
Goro
top
was
10?
the
I
real
guess.
This four-arm freak was such an
Goro.
evil stud, he would beat your ass by flexing. And who really needs four hands?
I'd like Goro more if he was allowed to win anything on
And
screen.
check that out. They have green fire behind him. Throw in the fact that he's got his own lair he lives in with skeletons and freaky glowing eyes of who
I don't believe Goro has ever defeated a named character in any piece of, like, on-screen media.
Just the retarded half-brother of Goro. I know that you know exactly who the top two entrants are, and if I reveal number 2 right now, it's only going to spoil number 1. So, with that said, let's get a recap on. Number 10, Johnny Cage. Number 9, Reptile. Number 8,
He beat
Blade.
Jax.
Number 7, Kenshi.
Oh,
Number
right!
6,
In the
Cyrax.
old canon, it was
Number 5,
Goro that
Smoke.
ripped off
Number
Jax's
4,
arms,
Shao Kahn.
right?
And number 3, Goro.
It was in 9 where they said, no, that was Ermac.
No matter what is said from this point on, people are going to be pissed. But which fighter is number 1? Scorpion is well known for his skull face.
Scorpion
his
is
fire
like
battle, and
fucking
of course,
mid-tier,
his
dude.
spear that pulls you from
I
afar.
have never
But then,
cared for Hanzo
you already
Hasashi.
consider Sub-Zero, his mortal enemy.
Not
only
once.
does he freeze opponents from across the screen, but considering fatalities are a hallmark of Mortal Kombat, we named Sub-Zero's spine rip the #1 fatality of all time. It essentially created the ESRB. How can you top that? Well, it's not easy, but consider that in the arcades where Mortal Kombat first gained notoriety, you're
Consider take, yeah.
or get over here. Nearly 2 decades
My
later,
favorite
it's
wrestler
hard
is
to argue that
John
gamers
Cena.
aren't desensitized to Sub-Zero's fatality, but Scorpion effectively gave the MK series the closest thing to a
Not too
tagline
fond of
it's ever
Scorpion
had.
lovers.
Get over here. We're gonna argue that that's saying
I don't care for
such
them.
a different impression than a rating board. It's the kind that sticks with you in a good way, rather than the kind that slaps a bold-faced letter on video game boxes and
That Mortal
heavily impacts
Kombat
the
collection
availability
removed the
of
blood?
games
Of
in the
course
first
it did!
I'm looking at you, Australia.
Good job,
Like I
Ed.
said, this is not an easy call, but at the end of the day, we
My
have
favorite
to go
band
with
is the
Scorpion
Beatles.
as the #1 MK combatant ever. That's combatant with a K, by the way. Flame shields up.
Ugh. God, screw attacks suck. Move on with life. Staying on the Mortal Kombat train. Mystic Mancer, Mortal Kombat fatalities, but they end when I die or get a boner. Yeah, that's about right. Right before the skeleton. Turn into a big dragon! Yeah. This one is fucking mean. There you go. Become as baby. And then he explodes.
Watch this. Watch this.
Too easy. Too easy.
Melina, my beloved. And then she does the walk up. There it is. I miss these outfits, as everyone should. You can bisect a man 100 different ways. God forbid some bitch's outfit has some cleavage on it. Not allowed in Ed Boon's world anymore. How do you feel about normal mouth, Melina? In 10? Fine. Alright. I can go either way on that. And then he contracts inward. Oh no, it was outward, right? I mean the new one? Oh, when she's only like Scraggletooth? When she's pissed off? Nah, kinda defeats the purpose. Football! I would like to remind the audience that Stryker beats Kentaro in a one-on-one in this game. I just want to remind you all that that's a thing that happened. Here's the MK versus DC callback. Good one. I can appreciate MK1 making Baraka not a massive jobber, at the very least. Speed! I wonder why NetherRealm never put the police officer character in any new games after this. I wonder why. To be completely fair, I think he's an assist in the new one, in MK1. And he just looks like he does in MK3, for some reason. There's Quan Chi beating you to death with your own leg. Cyber Sub-Zero was such a weird, like, left field thing to put into the game, and everyone liked it. And then they never really did anything like that again. Back when Scarlet was, like, not the worst. That one's great. Frederick wearing the blue stripes does not look... No, that's unnatural. The firmness. Why did they put 2 claws on him in this game? I still don't get that. Huh. Well, that's lovely, isn't it? Next! Spider-Man 2, but it's ruined by AI. 1X Schwan with 2 N's. turned to a cyborg during the mass cyborg ninjas era, then he got better.
I'm not paying for this.
In MK9, it was because Raiden knew, like, the future, so he had to stop Smoke from being cyberized.
Yes, I know.
But then Sub-Zero got cyberized instead.
Students right now. But Oscorp pays the bills, so.
That's right. That's why I have to take off.
Rosie, our new friend thinks I'm gonna blow up the city. You can sleep soundly tonight.
Otto's done his homework.
No more.
That's about right.
Definitely posting this on TikTok.
You want to get to him, you got to go through me.
And me.
Me too.
Very well. Very well.
I could really go for McDonald's right now.
Now, where is he?
Peter, you killed my father.
He was
So
a
you wanna
terrorist!
cry like a little bit?
Looks uncomfortable.
It gets kind of itchy. I'm so sorry. I deeply apologize.
What a strange planet I have to live on. Next! Review time! The forgotten failure of Sega World Sydney theme park.
Darling Harbour has seemingly always wanted to be known as the entertainment capital of Sydney. Over that way, we have the hat trick of Merlin attractions. Behind me, we have the brand new gargantuan International Convention Centre. Over there, we also have the
Why
construction
do Australians
of our brand
talk
new
like that?
IMAX theatre.
Why didn't they stop
However,
at any
if I was
point?
standing in this exact spot 20 years ago, I'd be standing in the middle of a lake, and in front of me would have been Sega World Sydney. Yes, here
That
in
Sonic
Australia, we
costume
did
goes
call
for
it Sega World,
too much.
even though our video game openings still sounded like this. Inside the distinctively 90s building was rides, shows, a giant arcade, and even a roller coaster. Unfortunately, the park would struggle to stay open from the beginning, failing to even see 5 years of operation. For review time, I'm Luke, and let's take a look at Sydney's lost video game theme park, Sega World Sydney. In the 1990s, Sega and Nintendo were duking it out to see who would become the undisputed king of the video game console
Trying to
market.
imagine a timeline in which
Nintendo's
Sega beat
corner was the
Nintendo.
Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
It's like there's gotta
and
change
in
like
Sega's
90%
corner was
of the
Sega
industry,
Mega
right?
Drive, or the Sega Genesis for our American friends. One man riding high off the success of Sega in Australia was Kevin Burmeister, founder of Aussiesoft, who initially started out in the 1980s as a multi-platform entertainment software distributor, before seeing massive success in 1987 when they began representing Sega Enterprises Japan in Australia and New Zealand.
Not
Within
too fond
3
of
years,
Aussie. Me
Aussiesoft
neither.
was Australia's largest international software distributor, and soon after, both companies would come together to form Sega Aussiesoft Proprietary Limited. With continued success off the back of this new partnership,
Aussie.
Burmeister began looking for a new direction to take Sega in, and he found it.
You see that stupid shit Stevie Richards said about Kyle Fletcher, by the way?
1.5 hectare
If I can go on a
block of
tangent for a
land right in
moment.
the heart of Sydney, with the promise.
I don't think
turning it into
Stevie
an
Richards, of all fucking people in the wrestling industry, has any leg to stand on for criticizing a wrestler in current year. And the work that he does, and saying he needs to go to other company to learn to wrestle. But he's on like the best run of his life right now.
Indoor video game theme park.
Jesus Christ.
Sega weren't newcomers when it came to operating.
Kyle Fletcher at 90 years old will be a better worker than prime Stevie Richards. So true!
In 1994, and this park served as a form of
1.5 times speed video. Do you want a 1.5 times speed video this?
For their new Sydney park, Jack Fun wanted a name that showed
Place
the
your
biggest
vote
size and
now.
scale of their venture. They wanted their name to evoke that of a place which revolved entirely around Sega and their video games. And thus, decided on the name Sega World as a more fitting title. Sega World
Every time I
Sydney
look at
officially
footage of this
opened
thing,
its doors in
like I
March of
obviously never went, but it always looked
1997
nice.
to significant
The building
press,
looked cool.
with them referring
It had like
to
some
it as the
waterfront boat
interactive
stuff you
version
could get
of
on.
Disneyland in the heart of
Like how the
Australia.
fuck does something like this fail?
Partnered with an advertising campaign featuring popular Australian television personality Ernie Dingo, the park opened to strong reviews from guests who decided to step foot inside the big red building topped with a glass cone, which housed one of the world's largest indoor theme parks. The park
Timeless
itself was
wrestler making a
separated into
YouTube
3
channel,
distinct
number
areas,
1302.
themed to a moment of time. Ingeniously
I
called
appreciate
Past,
Maven more and
Present,
more as time
and
goes on
Future.
for being so
To
fucking
get to each of
humble
these themed areas,
about
you
what
need
his
to
place in
travel through
professional
time
wrestling
tunnels,
was.
brightly lit neon corridors which looked very similar to the Rainbow Corridor over at Epcot's Imagination Pavilion. Each land was home to its own thematically appropriate attractions. The past section contained 2 of the park's most noteworthy and
Wasn't there a big
popular
Sega
rides.
World place in Japan as well?
was the
One
Rail
they got to
Chase
be
roller
Sonic on a
coaster,
snowboard statue
themed
from?
to the shoot 'em up
Maybe?
arcade
It's been a
game
while
with the
since I
same
looked into
name.
this stuff.
The ride was an indoor minecart coaster built by Masago Industrial, which featured elaborate theming throughout and was heralded at the time as Sydney's only indoor coaster. The other major attraction in the past area was Ghost Hunters, an interactive dark ride shooter attraction in which you travel through an immersively themed haunted house. Shooting at CGI
Combining
ghosts
light
which
gun
were
shooter
projected
with like a,
onto perspex
fucking roller
windshield
coaster
on your
thing sounds
vehicle,
like a
forming
thing
an
that is
augmented
bound to get
reality
lawsuits.
illusion. Both of these attractions were guest favorites, really delivering on the park's promise of interactivity. Heading back towards the present section, you found the park's merchandise and food
Taker
offerings,
replaced his
as well
co-host
as
with his
another
wife and no
attraction
one
with
watches his
Magic
podcast
Motion,
anymore.
which was a 4D cinema like a commonplace now, but it was truly
Chad,
a
are we at the place where we have to
revolutionary
pretend
addition to
CM Punk's
Sydney
wife
back
was a
in the
good
late
wrestler,
1990s.
like people do for
The final of the
Undertaker's
3
wife?
areas was the future. and
Are we at the
contained
point where
3
people
more
are now just gonna
innovative
pretend
attractions,
that?
including Mad Bazooka, a mix between bumper cars.
Because people
and
are getting
tanks, which
bizarrely
roll
excited
around
to see
in a
AJ
ring,
Lee of all
collecting
people.
balls in order to fire them at targets mounted onto other
Like,
cars.
really? This?
Also contained in this area was Aqua Nova, a 3D motion simulator which took you on a submarine
The roller
voyage to an
coasters are slow?
underwater city, where you were attacked by a giant sea monster that required you to shoot it.
Who was Taker's
using a
wife?
control
Michelle
panel
McCool.
attached to your seats. The final major attraction within the park was also one of the most intriguing.
Known
AS1
for
was
having a
motion
really,
simulator
really,
ride
really
depicting a
insufferable
futuristic
tag
police
team.
chase in a vehicle captained
And
by
putting a
none other than
Photoshop
Michael
of Mickey
Jackson,
James as a
who
pig
had
up on the
previously appeared
Titantron
in other
once.
Sega properties such as the Michael
Very
Jackson
iconic
Moonwalker
career.
arcade game. Other experiences in the park included the Nickelodeon TV machine, a children's play area themed to the channel that raised me as a child in the 90s.
All these boomers'
This
only
section
accomplishment
gave
was being
children
known as a
chance to
decent
climb,
hand
crawl,
that could
slide,
take a
and
pin and
even
say,
get
this guy
flying,
needs to slow down, he
surrounded
needs
by
to
your
learn how to
favorite
work with his
Nickelodeon
opponent.
characters.
Isn't
With a
Fletcher's
major
obligation
focus on the
to make himself
Australian
shitty.
and titular
It's the rest of the
character
roster's
from
job to look good.
Modern Life.
Yes,
Another major
absolutely.
reason to visit the park was for
It's
the
insane.
extensive arcade game collection featured within, featuring over 100 arcade cabinets with some games never seen before in Australia, all of which were an added cost per play on top of your ticket entry to the park. Being the 1990s, Sega World was also home to a large selection of Sega Saturn consoles to try out, in the hope that you would want to bring the joy of Sega's new console into your home. Inside the
Did you have a
building, it was
storefront
hard
set
to
up there
forget
in
who
case
built
anyone
this
wanted to
place
buy
of
one
fun.
then there?
Sonic the
That probably
Hedgehog
would've
was
helped.
everywhere, from marketing to merchandise to meet and greets to cups and so much more. One of the park's
Rare sighting of
strangest
Sally
uses of Sonic,
Acorn
though,
not in a
had to be
cartoon
at
or
the
comic
Sonic
book.
in Sydney stage show, the name of 2 separate shows that inhabited a stage near the food court area within the park, both of which have never been seen again since the closure. Apart from a few select
All-timer was
images and an
DDP
audio
looking
rig
at
of the
Kimberly
scene
and saying no
posted
one would
online.
buy him
The
stalking
first version of the
Taker's
show
wife.
featured full-body costume characters
What a
of
fucking
Sonic,
Chad.
Tails, Sally, and Dr. Robotnik, and featured on Sonic fleeing to Australia to hide.
Non-rare
Chaos
sighting of Sally Acorn
whilst
completely
Robotnik
naked.
had
Accurate.
captured Sally, was keeping her prisoner in his base positioned on top of the Sydney Harbour Bridge before he proceeds to fall in love with her, asking her why she loves Sonic.
Like, I don't think
and
Sonic
not
has any
him.
overtly
Just then, Sonic
bad
and Tails burst in to save the day
chicks
by
in it.
making Robotnik
Sally's like at the
drink
bottom of the
potion
list, and
that is
Sally at
actually a
absolute worst is
sleeping
like
potion.
mediocre. At
Yeah.
absolute worst.
Weird. The show featured a number of original
Ken
songs
Pender
which
sue
would
this place?
all be
I
heard in
assume.
the show's official soundtrack, that you can find a link to in the video description. Even less is known about the second version of the show, which was brought in only a few months after opening, as they felt the show wasn't dynamic enough. The second version was a puppet show with a more tame plot focused on Dr. Robotnik inventing a machine to defeat Sonic, before, unsurprisingly...
Chad, can I just say for a moment, I really miss black and red-eyed
Once you were
Eggman.
done having a great
I
day
miss
at
it a
SeaWorld
lot.
You picked up some perfectly 90s
I hope to see him
merchandise
again
before
at some
exiting
point,
the park to either
before I
enjoy
leave
the
this mortal
nearby
coil.
water playground or grab some dinner at the garishly 90s McDonald's restaurant. Sega World opened to positive press and opinion from park goers, but from the beginning struggled to meet the required attendance figures. It was expected at the time that the park would see 800,000 guests a year, but never quite met those numbers, and the park soon began to lose money. But management decided to hold on to attendance hopes in the form of the upcoming 2000 Sydney Olympics. However, at the same time over in Japan, Sega themselves were having financial issues due to the failed launches of the Sega Mega CD and the 32X, and had
It's
to sell
tragic,
their
isn't
stake
it?
in Sega World back to Jack Fun.
The way
who
this guy
pocketed
says
around
Sega pisses me
$35
off.
million from the sale to help support the
Refer to
struggling
previous
park.
statements about Aussie.
Shortly after the Olympic Games finished, several of the park's rides, including Mad Bazooka, was sold off to make room for new attractions, including an ice rink. They also announced at the time that the park would be closed 2 days a week during the off-peak periods to facilitate construction. And during opening hours,
Hear them
all of the
talk at
arcade
Sonic
games
stage
would be
play?
set to
Oh,
free to
Christ.
play with your admission ticket. The park closed completely in November of 2000 to implement new construction, meant to wrap up in 2001, when new attractions would open and save the park. But unfortunately for the residents of Sydney, when the doors closed in November of 2000, they never were to open again. Sega World Sydney was permanently closed. Jack Fun wasted no time in trying to wash
Like, look at
their
the boat
hands of
stuff
the
they
failed
have out
venture.
front. That looks so much fun.
In March of 2001, an auction was held to attempt to sell off any remaining attractions from the park. Estimates valued the park's assets at around $1 million, but in their rush to sell as quickly as they could, Jack Fun accepted any reasonable offer for attractions, resulting in rides selling for drastically less than expected, with one ride with a reserve of $200,000 only selling for $140,000. Both Rail Chase and Ghost Hunters were sold to Highland in India, where they still operate to this day.
Jesus
After
Christ.
this auction, the Sega World site sat dormant for years, while Jack Fun and the Sydney Harbour Foreshore Authority decided what to do with it, and the still over 90-year lease held on the property. Frustrated at the lack of action and progress, the SHFA paid Jack Fun $10 million in March of 2003
How many deaths a year in
to
India from
terminate
that?
their 99-year lease. And with that, any hopes of bringing another entertainment precinct to the area were
Don't
squashed.
say it. Don't
Over
say
the
it.
next few years, the Sega World building was leased by the similarly named SGA or the Shanghai Group Australia, who unceremoniously
Guy
used
getting
the
hit by
space
trains in India.
as
It's
a
fucking
furniture
insane.
showroom. SGA
Have you ever seen those
remained as the
pictures of
final
guys
tenant
just
of the
hanging
building
off the
before
side
its
and the top of the
demolition in
train because they didn't
2008?
feel like getting inside
And
or
after
because
3
it was
years of
too overcrowded?
continuous
Yeah,
work
that
on
makes
the site,
sense,
it
actually.
became the new home for the Commonwealth Bank of Australia's head offices.
That's
in
just
a new,
sad.
environmentally sustainable building. In the years since, the Jack Fun name has only been heard again in relation to a lawsuit they brought against the Foreshore Authority for misleading conduct that saw them awarded a sum of $1.25 million. The story of Sega World almost holds parallels to the story of Sega themselves, a new age, forward-thinking idea that proves initially popular, but
Begin
struggled
wrestling
to
at
keep up,
35.
and shriveled to
Win the
nothing
world title 3
in a
times.
fast-changing world
Get
around
shat
us.
on by the invasion angle.
Today here in
Spent
Darling
5
Harbour,
seconds in
no
TNA.
evidence of the park remains.
Entered the Rumble.
Apart from the memories of those who,
Revolutionize yoga.
like myself,
Put
wanted us
MJF
to
over.
experience a
Retire.
great day out
DDP
with
was
family or
based.
friends at Sega World Sydney.
Underrated to say
For
the
a new
least.
time, I'm Luke. Thanks for watching, liking, and subscribing.
Well, that was very informative, wasn't it? Next! Oh, good. Something to get me acclaim assuredly. Low HP Kill Bill Volume 1, but it's a No More Heroes 2 ranking match. The black vans are swarming as we speak. They're getting into the house.
Hey, look at this. Hey,
I should stream No More Heroes too. It's been long enough since I did the first game, right?
Damn it.
You know, it's a shame Nintendo never really future-proofed their titles that released on, like, Doug or Tony Hawk stream would be nice. The problem with streaming anything Tony Hawk related is, like, the soundtrack is, like, half the reason to play those games. Not too fond of Kill Bill. I like the first one. It's been a long time since I've seen it, though. The map and the scene location. It's good attention to detail.
What the hell?
Just like God Hand would have done. And making sure you can play their games, they actively try to make sure everyone else is too. Yeah.
Your instrument is quite impressive.
Why doesn't Travis ever
Don't
get
put it
goons
to
if
bed,
every
eh?
other rank, like, assassin gets goons?
Okinawa. Okinawa no dare ga sono katana o tsukutta?
This is Hattori Hanzo's steel.
Usotsuke.
Travis does all his own gooning. That is the best answer you possibly could have given.
5分と見ごまだらよ。Silly Caucasian girl. You may not be able to fight like a samurai, but you can at least die like a samurai.
There's a lot of good editing that goes into things like this.
Special delivery.
Yeah, have a good night, Amel.
Wakatta. Ikuyo.
Fucking scalped at her with a katana in the movie, too. Scalped it? Scalped. Ugh. They only say her name like once in both of those movies, don't they? Huh. Alright, I'll get more, hang on. Just hold your horses, I'll get more. I'll get more thingies, give me a minute. Give Pappy a minute now. Give Dad a moment. Just give your dear old dad a moment in the sun for himself. Goddamn right click on this mouse is always so finicky. Were you at the stage where you're just refusing to load the page properly? God damn this website. And then one of these. Sure, that's fine. You know, I should probably get at least one thing in here for me, right? Like at least one. Yeah, let me do that quick. Hang on. Just the first one, for the love of God. And not anything else. Remove the list from that. And then go back up to the thing. Find some more thingies. That'll work. That'll be okay. That'll be decent, it will. Throw one of these in here. That'll do good work, I think. That'll be alright. Okay. I think that's enough for this batch. Alright. Oni plays. Beef Boy, VR chat Oni plays. We always need more little Zachary content in this stream. Just now noticing.
Well, what would I put the scale as? Do you know? If I want to make it really tiny. Or would that
like
depend
really
on the...
What the thing about this is, do you have a VRC SD?
That's an understandable reaction, yes.
Yeah? I got a hat.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this shit? Man, where's the skin, man?
Yeah, you like...
God damn,
open
where's the
the
skin?
seat.
I'm gonna have to ask you to stop whatever activities you were doing in here.
I was just beefing around.
Listen, by beefing around, you were playing with your beef. Now get out of here.
No, you will not make me leave.
Get out.
Nope.
Get out.
No one I've met has
You
ever
are a little bitch. You get out.
You are a little bit.
Mwah.
Too modern.
Dude, God, that was gross.
So few people have heard about that.
How does one kiss without lips?
Conflict.
You okay?
Can I help you?
I was asking if you're okay. I'm sorry.
So,
Okay, I'm good.
it was for games.
Here, shake my hand.
Okay. I don't have hands. I don't have working hands.
Okay.
I'm poor.
I want pick up the glass.
Is this the pug? Is that the world that they're in?
It's a what?
Beats?
What?
Picture.
You want a picture? Here, look, it's a picture.
Why?
Well, take a picture. Stand there. Yeah.
It's always the weird food props in worlds like this. Yeah, this is the pug. I recognize this.
I already got rid of it.
What'd you put it?
I threw it over the wall.
Singular kiss turned her to his side.
Fuck you. Little cat. Fuck you. Get this one. What about this one, faggot? Why do you have one arm?
Oh god.
The bizarre sight, right? This beef fellow.
What the fuck? Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh my god.
Yo, little dragon. You're pretty cool.
That's the guy that was fondling you. He's fondling you again.
Peter.
You kissed him, man. Multiple times, That's like a necrophilia.
Oh my god. Hello, skin and bones. But you don't have any skin.
Skin? Oh, are you from Australia? Hello.
Yeah.
I want to pick you up and kill you.
Thank you. Me too.
Yeah.
Yay.
How precious.
Ew.
What's your problem, cup fucker?
Dude, why is your straw out like that?
I'm very insecure about my cup size.
Hey, B-boy.
Yeah?
Where'd all your skin go?
I never had any skin. I'm made of beef.
Are you tasty?
Yeah, try some. Nice. Now you will grow up to be a big duck. Aww. Who's a good little shitty? Oh, yes, your feathers will be bountiful.
I'm eating. Why is there a short-necked penguin?
Because we're gonna feed him alcohol. Come on now.
As you do.
Oh god.
Here.
You know, you're not so bad.
You almost had it.
Oh no.
This is some crazy shit. Ah, fuck!
Oh.
Hey,
B-boy. I got you.
I feel left out because I can't reach the cherries.
Dang it!
Who got a message on Discord?
I appreciate it.
My record is 3. Everybody come to the bathroom, quick! Bathroom!
What happened in the bathroom?
This place sucks. Hello.
Hello.
Yo, there's something wrong with you. I'm gonna kill you.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Dude, you guys
This is not good. What's happening right now, that's not good.
Don't worry, this was $800 not well spent.
Help me. Help me. Actually, $800.
Please. I mean, I think it's $600 now. They lowered the price.
Was it worth it?
That's still too much.
Let's go. Here, I'll show it to you.
It's fucking stupid.
Massive pop.
Oh, what is that Beef Boy?
Yeah.
There's my boy.
Is my mouth moving when I talk to you?
Yeah, it's moving up and down.
Oh. Okay.
Oh god, Jesus Christ, get out of me, meat man.
Not you. You can't shit in this toilet.
I hate you.
What are you? What are you gonna do, you big pussy bitch?
Hey, you're different than what we look like. Hey, you're not. You don't look like what our characters look like.
You look like you came from PS1. God damn it.
Yeah. Try to own me again. See how quickly you get banned, idiot.
Okay, then ban me.
Ban him.
Yeah, I think I can actually do that. So.
Ban him.
Watch. Wait, hold on. Do you actually know that I know the guy who made this fucking game, so take it easy, dude. Wait.
The vision is blurry.
Not joking, man. Keep pushing buttons.
Yeah, my dad works at...
Hey, you know something else? You say my character looks like a PlayStation 1 character? Yeah, you know what? This took me about 85 hours to make. How long did yours take? 2 seconds, stupid?
Zero, because the guy off of
5 hours to make that
What'd you fucking say? What'd you say?
Yo, back off, back off. Leave him alone. He's just a kid. Stop. Leave him alone.
Get the fuck
He has epilepsy. Step back. He has epilepsy. Stop. I'm not kidding.
This is a good bit.
He has a sickness. Get back.
I know what you said.
He has epilepsy, you swine.
I have to have this. I'm hooked up to machines.
Yeah, back off. Just leave him alone. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's on meds, okay?
I just reported you 6 times in a row. Try to give me you can't just do that and walk away.
What is this?
Is there with the bucket? She walked. I said, don't move, and she kept going. Do me a favor, sweetie. Look, you see this orb right here? You see this orb? You see that orb right
That sounds like Charlie from Smiling Friend.
I know the person who put that orb there. You understand?
This is some fucked up shit.
Yeah, this boy is thick as fuck, bro. Look how thick this guy is. Look at his ass, bro.
He looks real.
That's because he probably took a skin texture that's real.
Ah, you ruined it.
Yeah, that's more like it.
You had a good. She won't fucking leave me alone.
Wow.
Can you do me a favor, Beef Boy? Beef Boy, can you tell her that I made that orb right there? She doesn't believe me.
He made that orb.
No, it's not that I don't believe you, it's just that I don't care.
Why don't you care that I made that?
Yeah,
Do you understand who put that fucking orb right there?
Are you stupid? Do you realize what this orb means?
Are you stupid? You don't even have skin.
Oh yeah, because you need skin to have a brain, you dumb bitch.
Don't talk to Beef Boy
Get the
like
fuck
that.
away from me.
Man.
Nah, I'm okay.
Leave.
Oh my god.
You can't even learn to put on a bra. Leave.
Oh my god.
I mean, I have a bra on, thank you.
Nah, you'll leave.
Yeah, but it's not wrong. Your big titties are spilling out.
Her big fucking titties are hanging.
Move away from the orb.
Stand back from the orb. Stand back from the orb. Stand back from the orb.
Everyone, please leave the orb.
You're a fake caca.
No, stop! Stop! Here, eat this.
Pulls out a gun, points it to the orb.
The orb.
Officer, you've had enough.
How do we fucking ban this guy? He's going towards the orb.
Stop pulling donuts out of this plate of meat, you weirdo. No!
Hey, that's a vegan salad, you fucking retard.
What did you say?
You wanna be my VR girlfriend?
Ugh.
Hold on. Nobody stop the
Beef Boy was slapping her titties around earlier. I don't know what to tell you, sweetie.
fucking cut.
Officer?
Yes.
These people won't step away from the orb?
Sir? Step away.
That was me.
No. He made the orb.
Sir,
He's allowed to.
Sir, I built. Sir, hey, you fucking pig! I built this orb, sir.
Here, have a donut.
Little guy, do a dance. Do a little dance, little guy.
Come on.
Do a little dance for us.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah.
He's doing it.
Look at him.
Yeah. Take my hands. Oh,
grab onto him. Let him lift you up.
You're so cute.
We are going to start singing All-Star Smash Mouth.
That's gonna ruin everything.
That's gonna make everyone pissed off and in a bad mood. I don't know why you do something.
Oh, dude, it's a big train.
Well, the years start coming and they don't start coming.
I rode cross country on a train a couple times in my life. The food car had very nice pudding. It's a shame motion sickness kicked my ass the entire trip.
Near the orb.
Let's discuss the orb.
You have to drop it. That's too high for the kitten.
Did you say that's too high for the kitten? Yo, stupid cat, you can't have this.
Hey!
This cat sucks.
You suck.
Yeah, dick.
And swallow.
Whoa. Let's all cool down here. Let's have a cool down period.
Yo, fuck off, loser. I'm talking to the cat.
You can't say homophobic shit. That's a rat. Look, it's Freddy Fazbear.
Freddy Fazbear.
Hi.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
How are you doing?
Well.
That's
I
good.
hope you've all had a beautiful winter break.
Yo, cat, jump up here in my lap.
No.
Come on, you ugly little shit. Come here.
Oh, look at that.
Hey, fuck off.
Says the ugly fuck.
I'm gonna step on the cat again.
Let's go downstairs.
Yeah, we'll come too.
Fuck off.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's. We will rock you.
Woo!
Yeah, somebody was a boy and he went down to the store and he got a big slap one day.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He got blood on his face. He's a big disgrace. Wagging that
Who sounds
tail.
like a little fucking... Who sounds like a little mouse?
Who is that?
I don't like that.
I don't like miss.
This is taking a bizarrely long amount of time for someone to whip out a crash model.
Steve!
You sick fuck.
Yeah.
I love you. I look fucked up.
You look disgusting.
This is scary.
Yo, Steve, come downstairs, dude.
Okay. Holy shit, when you look down, the characters, I can see his fucking eyeballs.
Hey, back off.
No.
Ah, it's been a long day. Get back!
Not going there.
He looks like Marge Simpson, kinda.
Yeah, you know what? I can see it.
What? You got a green dress and spiked up hair?
I guess, yeah. Give some titties on Marge.
I like how I lean forward like a football player charging somebody.
You do. You could take me down. Oh, fuck!
Everyone stand back. Everyone stand back. You guys ready?
Better times. Simpler times. Ellie handled B.Wave. Ash Williams visits Resident Evil Village.
What do you say we have some champagne, eh, baby?
I love Ash, as everyone should.
Say hello to the 21st century.
The editings on these are just always so fucking well done. Fucking great. Rambo! Half-Life 2. Same channel.
Welcome. Welcome to City 17. Pick up that can. Pick up the can. Don't move. Hold it. Hold it right there.
Play the Evil Dead games when she gets to. I did stream one of them. There is that.
Are you listening?
What's the meaning of this? Who are you?
The worst nightmare.
Think of the people below.
Fuck them.
I can only imagine how much time it takes to make things like this. Ah. Next. Here's my contribution, my one and only contribution. We're watching more of Spoonie. Here's the Ultima Zero. Calibeth. Oh yeah, looking forward to getting a claim for this. I miss the man more and more every day. I'll be honest. It was a better time, better era. Feels like a lifetime ago. The one spike in popularity this band had. A little bit.
I grew up playing computer games back before we had Windows, before we had graphic interfaces, back when we were still stuck on a DOS command line. We didn't use mice, and our monitors had exactly one color. Well, two if you counted black. The story of the Ultima series is as old as computer gaming itself, and it stretches all the way to present day with one of the longest running and most enduring MMORPGs.
Is Ultima Online still going?
I'm gonna take you on the same ride I did from beginning to end. Long years
You had to be there, I've ever observed. Yeah, a little bit.
Super nerd Richard Garriott, best known to his friends as Lord
Certainly
British,
didn't do himself any favors.
coding his own games, modeled after his tabletop Dungeons & Dragons hobby. The first game was Akalabeth, World of Doom.
Damn, that artwork is badass.
Now, to be honest, I never actually played this game
At one
until
point.
the late 90s when it came as
Yeah.
an extra on the Ultima Collection CD-ROM.
What a waste of
Akalabeth
talent.
was made in 1980, and I wasn't even born yet. Most gamers call Akalabeth Ultima Zero, but really it doesn't have anything to do with the overall Ultima storyline.
Mental illness is a terrible
More of an
thing.
example of Garriott
Spending all day on
experimenting
Facebook and Twitter is a terrible
Ultima
thing.
1. The whole thing was coded in BASIC, really the cumulative effort of just one guy bashing out dozens of homebrew games modeled after D&D games that he liked. It's pretty impressive, actually, given the technology and programming language used at the time. Now, before we start, I will admit up front that most of the gameplay footage and still photos you're about to see were taken from various sources I found online. See, I played these games way back in the day, but today they're so old they're actually pretty hard to get footage for, and besides...
A little
there's so
bit,
many
you could
games
say.
that if I tried to play them all from beginning to end, well, this review would take forever to complete. So I'm not trying to rip anybody off. and
Best
I'll
you
try
could
to
really
give
hope for
credit
is
the
just get a
footage
fucking
wherever I can.
camcorder and point it
When
at
you
your
boot up the
screen.
game, it asks, "Ready?" And if you say no, it kicks your ass back to the DOS prompt shouting, "Leave and be gone!" What, you booted this game up and you weren't ready? Get the fuck out! There isn't much to the plot. You're a guy who wants to be a knight, so Lord British sends you out to kill 10 monsters to qualify. And that's about the extent of the story. It's sort of like Shadow of the Colossus, you know, without the gameplay, graphics, and anything. So you start out, and the game immediately seems kind of bipolar. Welcome, foolish mortal. Sort of like saying, come on in, douchebag. Then the next screen says, beware, foolish mortal. Wow, this game really likes calling me a foolish mortal. Who's saying this stuff anyway? Lord British? What a dick. I don't have to take this crap. I'm here to conquer the world of Doom. Where is the Doom anyway? Excuse me, Mr. Demon, have you seen the Doom? Oh, there it is. Good thing there was a
Good
sign
sign.
there. Your stats are randomly generated, which usually means your character is going to completely suck. I think most people just modify the source code to buff up their stats so they could win. You start out in a general store butt naked with nothing but a sack of 200 gold pieces, and the first thing you'd better buy is some food.
Food.
If you start off the game with 0 food, you just drop dead from hunger the instant you start the game. I guess it's always good for a laugh. But anyway, Lord British tells you to kill a carrion crawler, so you go to a dungeon, you do it, go back, and he tells you that, well, it was a valiant quest, but still not exactly knight material. So you have to go out and kill something else, like a gremlin. Actually, the gremlins are incredibly annoying
Because they
motherfuckers
steal your
in every
fucking
Ultima
food.
game you'll play. Seriously, they're the worst. They steal your food, and I mean
Yeah.
they steal a lot of it. I mean fucking half of it with every attack. And that's just about the best way to kill you in this game. You know, you're 5 levels deep in a dungeon, some fucking gremlin steals all your food, and you just drop dead instantly from hunger. Oh, and when you kill the gremlin, you don't get the food back. I hate these sons of bitches. It's tremendously frustrating, especially since you're constantly keeping an eye on your dwindling food supply. You're always buying food in these games because you eat with every step you take. It's bullshit. So after
Gluttonous.
a few easy quests, Lord British starts upping the ante, so now you've got to go kill things like a mimic, an orc, and a demon. Wait, what? A demon? With the fire and the wings and the yeah! And after that, he sends you out to kill the fucking Balrog. Seriously? Are you sure? I mean, that thing just killed the greatest wizard in all of Middle-earth, and you want me to just go down and fuck... And you gotta do all this to be a knight around here? Kill a fucking Balrog. Knights in this realm gotta be badass motherfuckers, man. So, after clearing fucking Moria, Lord British finally makes you a knight and calls you a lord, even though the proper honorific for a knight is sir. After the fucking Balrog, he better call me a lord. Then he totally breaks character and tells you to call this phone number to report your amazing feat. Okay.
It's like calling up Apogee and saying Ardwolf. That's about right. Play this or Daggerfall on stream. Can you even play a Calibeth anymore?
Huh.
Is that ever re-released ever? Like, I think they re-released the first few Ultima games at least, didn't they? It would be a phone sex line. DOS emulation? On DOSBox? Oh god. Oh god. Ah. A better era for the dark times. Before things got proper fucked. The Daggerfall Unity thing. There is that. You see, Pyro, not fucking Inferno Plus was just remaking. He decided at random he was gonna remake the entirety of Morrowind in Elden Ring. It's like, fuck. It's something you can just decide you're gonna do? The whole thing? Alright. Yeah, sure, fuck it. Why not? See how that goes. You don't know? You don't know about... Okay, hang on. Hang on. The reaction slop is... Hang on. The reaction slop is on pause for a second. Hang on. Where is it? 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 Hang on. This is a big necessity. Hang on. You lack critical information. I ported Morrowind to Elden Ring.
Hello there, guys, and welcome to Morrowind. Or, well, Satanine to be more specific. Please ignore the big pink markers as well, it's a debug thing. So let's take a little jaunt over to Balmora while I explain what I've been working on for the past few months. So yeah,
this is just something you can decide to do at random.
Real mod that I've been putting together for quite a while now. I'll get into the technical details of it a little bit later, but the gist of this is Morrowind running in the Elden Ring engine. This project is not finished yet, but I'd wager it's just about halfway done at this point, though that can be kind of difficult to gauge with
a couple months and you've done half the work of remaking fucking Morrowind.
For quite a while now. I was originally targeting the Dark Souls 1 engine, but found that it could not handle how dense the Morrowind main.
Thank you for the $1, Baxter. I appreciate it.
We then ported this project to
Thanks,
Dark
man.
Souls 3, where it just barely fit within the world loading restrictions. Because of that, I can actually show you a side-by-side of what Morrowind looks like in both the Elden Ring and Dark Souls 3 engine. Moving the project to Elden Ring was actually a very recent move as well. The community tools for modding Elden Ring have advanced a lot in the past few years, and well, Elden Ring is just a better game than Dark Souls 3.
That's a pretty low bar, I'll be honest.
And here we are in the beautiful city of Balmora. For the rest of this video, I'm going to break this down into like a Q&A style section, as I think that would be the best way to talk about this project. So here we go. Morrowind is one of my favorite games of all time, but god damn is it dated.
It's always the percentage chances for these.
So my
I don't know
goal
why
here
it's
is to
Morrowind
try
specifically.
and combine the world and lore of Morrowind with the combat of a Souls game.
This is an
Basically, just
accurate
taking
formula.
The best parts of both and slapping them together.
Things should be there tomorrow. Just giving a heads up when it's out for delivery. Thanks. Appreciate it.
It also just seemed like an interesting project to work on.
Okay, so
When I
expect
started
that.
fiddling with this idea,
Sister
I
sent
wasn't
me
sure
something
if it
or
was even
other, and I'm still expecting that plush
But
thing
the further I
from
got
Mole.
into it, the more possible it started
Morrowind is
to look.
goated.
Until
I
eventually
should probably
just
stream Morrowind at some
decided,
point.
Why not? Let's just go for it. Like, I think it's possible.
Does this video have a real cool sponsor?
Well, by golly, it sure does.
Oh God,
Today's
we're
video
doing
is
this
sponsored
again.
by Boot.dev.
Yeah,
And what a fitting sponsor
be
as
gone.
it's basically finished. The best way to demonstrate this is to climb the top of Red Mountain and just look out over the entirety of Morrowind. It's all there. But that really only shows
on top
that
of
it's
Red
finished
Mountain,
on
too.
a more macro scale. I'd like to point out some of the smaller details as well. Each region of the map actually has distinct weather and lighting data. For example, the Ashlands are gray and overcast, while the Bitter Coast is a more colorful, swampy area that tends to get a bit more rain. And of course, the Red Mountain area is just covered in blight storms. I've also modernized the water for Morrowind, which was
So you don't just die
insanely
instantly?
complicated, but the results are wonderful.
I find it weirder and weirder in hindsight that Elden Ring doesn't have swimming.
Software game, I was obligated
Because Sekiro did have swimming. It was really bad, but it was a thing that existed.
Poisonous swamp manifests destiny. The lava was also regenerated, and it looks a lot nicer. Another thing that is mostly finished is lighting and world FX. Currently, the lighting looks a little bit blown out as I am just converting the data 1-to-1, which is technically correct, but no. It absolutely needs some processing done on it that I just haven't looked into yet. World emitters are pretty much in the same boat as they are effectively half finished. Each individual type of world emitter has
Elden
a
Ring has
remapped
that
to
hot,
Elden
sexy
Ring
wolf
FX
pal.
art. Most of these are
Thief,
really
I found your
straightforward.
twin.
Candles are remapped to candles, fire is remapped to fire, blue candle is remapped to candle that I tinted blue. There are a couple
How would a
haven't
hard
messed with
sci-fi or
yet, though,
sci-fi in
like
general
Steam
Dark Souls
bits.
game be?
The systems
People
I've built are
have made some
absolutely
like
able to
mock-ups of
handle
what
it.
that would look
I
like.
just haven't spent the time organizing all that data.
And it basically just looks like Mega Man X or Mega Man Zero, but it's like a lot more like rustic looking, is the way they try to do it.
Goofy issue with load doors right now that I thought I'd share. It seems that when Morrowind teleports a player through a load door, they use the player's hip bone as their root, while Elden Ring grabs players by their feet instead. This means that
It's a
when you go
factory
through a load
template.
door,
A little
you're
bit,
about
yeah.
3 feet higher than you should be, and you fall down.
Going all the way back
This
to
isn't a
Demon's
problem
Souls, and that was 2009.
unless there's a low ceiling, and then you just clip straight into it and get stuck. Beautiful. Obviously, this is a bug I can fix with like one line of code, but I found it while working on the video. So
I feel like
haven't
it'd be an
patched it
easier
yet,
fix
and
to
I
just
thought
make
I'd
the
share it
internal
because
cells
it's
part of the
Another
regular
thing that is
map,
partially finished is
instead of it
dialogue
being a
finished.
separate instance.
When I say partially finished, I basically mean that all the
We
dialogue
could probably stitch
is
those together,
loaded,
right?
but none of the scripting data is. So every possible topic of conversation is currently present for each individual NPC. Funnily enough, this means that if you ask an NPC about Dagoth
And trying to get regular
they're just like,
NPCs
"Oh, yeah,
that
you
walk
killed that guy,
around
right?"
working in any one
So
of
I
these
guess
fucking
I've
games has
already
got to be a
beaten
nightmare,
the
right?
game. World first. Easy. I've
Much
also
less keeping to
implemented
some
a
kind of
system needed
schedule.
to have voice acting as well, but for now, all dialogue lines just play a sound effect of a page turning, as voice acting is one of the last things I'll be doing for this mod. I was just curious if it was technically possible, and it looks like it should be. You may have also noticed that every single NPC so far is just default
Is that the
girl
video or
woman,
is that the
and
beast?
in
No, that's
addition
the
to that,
video.
every non-human NPC is replaced with a goat. I did this because I wanted to make sure the game
The
engine
door
could
is closed
handle
right now.
both
There is no
Morrowind
beast to hear.
characters, but without actually having to go and map out every single enemy spawn. This did prove to have some issues, which I will get into later, but for the most part, it does work. And that's basically where the project is right now. To put it in as few words as possible, the world is there, but it's completely devoid of actual gameplay.
Aren't you afraid of getting sued? Again?
Ah yes, well, this part of the video goes out directly to the Bethesda lawyers that are watching right now. You can just go ahead and stop writing that very threatening email, because this project does not violate any copyright whatsoever. How do I explain this? Have you ever heard of a mod called A Tale of Two Wastelands? It was a mod for Fallout New Vegas that converts the
I should
mod
probably do that,
game
honestly.
files into an add-on for New Vegas. So you can play both
I
Fallout
really
games
got to
at
figure
the
out how to
same
do
time.
that though.
In order to install
It's
it,
like if I'm gonna stream
buy both
3
games
and or New
install
Vegas
them
at some
both
point, that'd probably be the best way to do
My mod
it.
works basically the same way. My software reads the Morrowind game files, does a bunch of math on them, and then outputs Elden Ring game files. The project itself does not include any of Morrowind's data in it. It requires the user to have that data in order to create the mod for them. And it is also open source, so if you want to go check, then be my guest.
What about From Software? Are you worried about them?
No, because they're based as fuck. Take note.
They tend to take a pretty hands-off approach for like mod stuff.
When is it coming out?
As long as you're not
I'm
doing
actually
anything in an
enjoying
online
my
environment, they
hero.
don't seem to give a
I
shit.
like working on this project, and I would like to keep working on it. But I also need to know if this is what people want me to be spending my time on. YouTube is effectively my full-time job, and if I'm going to spend 6 months building a mod, I need to know that's what my viewers actually want me to do. I imagine you can all probably infer from what I've shown that this is not simple stuff. This is the
long as you're not
result of
scraping
thousands
user
of
data.
hours
Yeah,
of
that's it.
research and code work fueled by Adderall and caffeine. So yeah, if you want to support this and make this actually happen, do all those YouTube social media things. Hit the button, share the video, check out my Patreon, etc.
Scribe.
Aside from that though, the only things really holding this project back are that I need a couple of other modders to help me out with some specific things.
I thought Bethesda was cool with mods. They throw a tantrum if you're using any kind of map data or assets from other things of theirs.
The first issue is something I call the C0 limit.
If you're making a mod for Skyrim, they don't give a fuck. But if you're making a mod for Skyrim that ports in assets from, like, Oblivion, then they'll throw a tantrum about it.
Which is C0. And of course, C0 is special. While most characters are just a single model, C0 is like Voltron. It's made up of multiple different parts, being armor and weapons and face data. So while you can spawn in 1,000 goats and have no issues, Elden Ring has some arbitrary limits on the number of C0 characters you can have loaded at the same time. The limit actually goes back as far as Dark Souls 1, as I ran into this same issue when working on the Remastist mod.
Yeah!
Regardless, this limit has to be fixed for
I have to
this
pop
mod.
off every time I see a suplex
Morrowind
or
has
something.
over
It's the law.
2,000 humanoid characters, and in some areas like Vivek City and Balmora, it exceeds the hidden C0 limit, and some of them just fail to load in. This particular problem requires reverse engineering work, which I am absolutely useless at, so it's something I will need help with. I've talked with a couple different people about this problem, and from what I understand about it, it's very likely fixable. It just requires a very specific skill set to actually make that happen. The second issue is another reverse engineering thing, nav mesh generation. My friend Nord has been poking at this for a while, and he's made some progress on it, but we've yet to get it to actually work. Nav meshes are basically just simple 3D meshes that AI use to navigate around terrain. Every map in Elden Ring basically consists of 3 layers. A pretty visual mesh for you to look at, a simplified collision mesh to do physics on, and then an even simpler nav mesh for AI to do pathfinding on. The issue is we don't have the tools to build nav meshes, and without nav meshes,
So you can
AI
have regular
just
hostiles,
doesn't
but they
work
just
right.
kind of don't know
I
what
am
the hell they're
confident that it's possible to fix this problem as well, but it's beyond my skill set to really help with it. And the third issue is the complete opposite of the previous two. I really need some 3D artists. One of the things that I can't directly convert from Morrowind to Elden Ring is the armor and clothing. I mean, I could probably do it,
But the
but it
problem
would
is,
just
yeah.
look absolutely horrendous. This also applies to enemies as well. So what I'd really like is to have a couple of 3D artists that make modern renditions of the Morrowind clothing and armor to use in this mod. I kind of low-key love the designs of Morrowind's robes, and it would just be amazing to see them done justice in the Elden Ring engine. And for enemies, what I'd like to do is make reskins of Elden Ring's enemies and bosses to sort of Morrowind-defy them. For example, it would be fucking amazing to reskin Horelu as Dagoth-Ur. And all you'd have to do is add a mask to his head, change the color of his skin, and recolor his pants.
You gotta make that room
And then
really
biblically
big for
accurate
that.
Dagoth-Ur could canonically suplex you into the ground. But yeah, that is pretty much it. There is, of course, plenty of potential for unforeseen issues to appear, but that goes without saying, as every mod is at risk of that happening. I've done a fair bit of research on what remaining work is left, and from what I can tell, everything I want to do is possible. It really just comes down to the number of hours it's going to take to build it all out. And if any of those 3 things I listed are things
They
that
booked
you think
Roderick
would help
Strong,
with,
John
then
Moxley? Fuck
there will be a
yeah!
Discord link in the description,
Finally!
or like a collaboration space of some kind. So check it out.
I've been waiting on shit like that. Needs to happen more often.
Assuming the problems I listed above
I'm assuming Moxley is gonna murder him in that ring. I'm just gonna assume that's how that goes.
Morrowind's Papyrus script to be on the
And then with the stuff with...
DD script. That is going to be
Yeah,
very
that would be a good time to
but
bring
I
back
am
Cassidy,
confident that I
actually.
can do it. In tandem with
And
that,
have
I
Cassidy
also
set
have
aside his
very
differences and help
dialogue
Roderick
system,
Strong
which is
not
going
be
to
murdered after the
equally
match.
difficult. After that, I will have to begin
Considering they were doing that angle with, like, Roderick Strong not really wanting anything to do with conglomeration shit. That's probably what they're gonna do.
The main quest should be mostly playable.
And I
Once
have
we get to
missed
that
Orange
point,
Cassidy.
I will probably remap characters, and honestly, I'll probably hand place most of the enemies in the game world. I could use the Morrowind spawn points, but for things to play well, I will probably want to go through and plonk down dudes and bosses myself one
Is
at a
Roderick
time.
gonna return
I
to
may
chair
also want
life?
to adjust some areas to make boss fights fit better. Morrowind interiors can be kind of cramped, so if I want to have a boss fight at the end of a dungeon or something, I may have to expand a few rooms to make it play well. Additionally, at the moment, I think the
That or
world
you could just
scale is
package like a
maybe little too
first-person
small.
mod
The
in
entire
with the
project
thing that
actually
you're
has
making
a
and say
singular
you need
scaling
this.
factor, so I can
That's
change
what they
it
were
pretty
kind of
easily.
intended for a
I
lot
just
of the
haven't
time.
decided what scale to use yet. But yeah, once I finish with all of that, the mod would be playable in full. This is where I'd want to go through and flesh out mechanics more. I'd want to do things like add alchemy ingredients so you can craft potions, have shops in different cities with unique items to sell, and of course I'd also want to add some spells to the game like water walking and levitate, because it's really not Morrowind unless you have levitate. And that pretty much describes the
Beautiful.
whole roadmap for this project. It's a lot to do, but it's well within the realm of possibility.
Oh, bro, that's not a really a question, is it?
So yeah, it's about time to wrap things up. I'm curious what you guys are going to think of this project, and if you want to hear me talk about it in more detail, I'll have a longer video on my second channel where I go into like technical stuff. Oh, and I can't forget, a big thanks to Dropoff, 12th Avenger, Hork, TKGB, Vswart, The Fifth Mat, Ivy, and of course, Nord. Because sometimes you need someone to remind you to put a .dds at the end of a file name. And yeah, that's all. I hope you all have a wonderful day.
I look forward to playing this in like 6 months. Psychotic. Next! Dead Graphic, Metallics vs. Sonic EXE, Fatal Error.
You're doomed! What? Huh?
At what point did they start just putting, like, Cooler's voice lines over this character? I appreciate a good sprite animation. There you go! Is this design actually from anything? Because I see it all the time.
Here you go!
Yeah, good night, Thief. Try not to die. There's another of mine coming up. I think we only have one more after this.
I'll crush you! Die!
Later. Try not to die.
I am the mightiest in the universe!
Good animation. Well made. Excellent work. Alright, we'll end off on some AI slop. Geo. MF Films. GOM Films. Joe Biden AI voice speech.
Where is my script? Did I take my pills? Honey, do you have my pills up there?
Yep.
Don't give me lip, girl. Papa's not happy. Hey, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like to see me when I'm angry. That is a quote from the Mighty Ducks. I'm hungry. Hey, boy, give me some chicken nuggets.
Thank you, sir.
No need for thanks. Get me some fries, too. I wish I married that fine person, Nancy Pelosi. Nancy, you are clearly the hottest girl in the world.
The one human being on Earth that may be older than Ric Flair.
If you think I'm lying. If you have 5 friendships in a black mustache, the Ukrainian prophecy will probably die. What would Jesus seriously do? He's probably really busy. Let's rob the Pope. Wonder Woman isn't stopping by my store. Sorry. You all love frisbees? Don't be shy. You can all stand and talk if you like. Well, I do like frisbees. The Force. I'm sorry, Mr. Henry. So Superman isn't Henry Cavill. That's upsetting. All right. There he is, my cousin Vinny. How many wedgies did you give me when we were kids? I promise I'll get you back for that one day.
Hey, good luck.
Thank you. Would you like to go on a date with me?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. What time can I pick you up?
Later.
Nice. I'm gonna get ribs. What do you want, Munchkin?
Chicken.
I can respect that. Sticking.
I could go for some chicken.
I still rap, honey.
All right, it's been over 3 hours. That's enough. That's enough. Ha! Thank you for coming by the Slop thread, everyone. I appreciate it. You want to know when streams are going to be? Or what we're going to be doing on any given day? Scroll down just a little bit, hit the link. Follow me on Twitter. Twitch is down there. I stream there too. Feel free to give that a follow. Patreon's down there. Little support is long way helping you get in the crest along with these people right. Yeah. And thank you. I'll need to update this before the next time we do this. I appreciate it. Should be back on Monday for... I'll probably throw a poll up at some point before the next stream. But thank you. I'll see everyone again in the next one. Take care now, kids. Goodbye.